Hello. How is everybody today? Oh, I see I've got 2 people in so far today. How are you, 2 people? I hope you're doing well. Just going to grab me knitting. I haven't started the crochet, so I'm a bit more like a whip person. For anybody who's watching, whip is a work in progress. It's not anything to do with anything else. So I'm a one whip person, so I tend to do 1 or 2 things at once, and then that's it, really. I don't like doing too many things at once. I get confused. And at my time, if it's very easy. Oh, I've only got one person now. One person's left me. That was good, wasn't it? Was it something I said? Hi, and Nathan. There was 2 of you a minute ago, but one's gone. It's something I've said. Oh, I've got 3 people now. Oh, well, never mind. Anyway, I'm doing my knitting. I'm going to have to take my little mittens off because I don't knit very well with mittens on. Hi, Esther. The weather's pretty rubbish. Not been out. Didn't wake up till lunchtime. Well, I did. I woke up before, looked at the weather and went back to bed, to be quite truthful, because it's rubbish. Fleetwood is not known for its lovely weather. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Nathan. Hi, Lizzie. I had to think of your name then. Oh, dear. Yes, no, I'm afraid Fleetwood is. Hi, so what's knitting? Fleetwood is not the best place in the world. Hi, Ethan. I'm having those why did I bother moving here days, yeah. I've been so cold. Cheltenham, Gloucestershire, and Gateshead, and wherever. America, so far, I think. And horrible Fleetwood. Sorry if there's anybody who lives in Fleetwood, but I'm not feeling it today. I'm not feeling it. 7 degrees C. It says it's 46F, but I think that must be outside and not in here. Although in here is not bad now. I've lit the fire. It was absolutely freezing before. I know that the heating bills are absolutely horrendous, but there's got to be a happy medium, isn't there, between freezing to death and, that's why I'm wearing me. It's supposed to be a jacket that you can wear out over your clothes, but after it arrived, I really think it's more of a dressing gown. Yeah, I don't think I would wear it out. I'll wear it in the house. It's like a house coat, and I'll wear it in the house. Yeah. So, but I think when I bought it looks slightly different on the picture. So when I bought it, it's like they were wearing it over a dress. And that's what I bought it for, really, for the summer. But having looked at it, I thought, no, everybody will think I've gone out of my house coat. So that's probably what I will do. I'll wear it as a house coat instead. I know I like weird and wonderful, but I think this is a little bit weird and wonderful to wear outdoors, yeah. It's not quilted, it's sort of padded in a way. It's like a double thickness. It's not that warm. I was very cold before I lit the fire. So it's not that warm. Well, I'm dog watching. They've gone out for a drink, the family. They were tidying out the garage when I woke up this morning. Well, when I woke up this afternoon, let's be truthful. They were tidying out the garage. I don't know what they've done because I've not looked at it. Hi, Pauline. Hi, Amanda. Yeah, it looks okay, but it's not really what you would wear outdoors, I don't think. Well, it's kind of full length, so it does look a bit dressing gowny, yeah. So I think that's what I'll be doing. I'll be wearing it in the summer. She said, laughingly, hoping that we do get a summer. Yeah. I think I did tell you that my new scooter, is supposed to be arriving on Wednesday. If you all keep your fingers crossed and say a little prayer for me. I won't trust it till it actually lands. Yeah. Then when it lands, I'll take a photo and I will show you all. Yeah. He did say probably Wednesday. What am I working on? I'm working on that, if you can see it. I've done the back. Yeah. Hi, Cat and Chat. Hi, Julie. Yeah. So I'm on the front bit now. I knit very slowly though, so yeah, exciting news if it arrives on time. I mean, I've been so buoyed up about the other one, and then it turned out to be a pile of poop, didn't it? You know, it was really bad. Although my scooter man said the lady who's got my tall scooter loves it, but she lives in Bolton. So I don't think that Bolton is by the sea. Well, it wasn't when I knew it, yeah. So it doesn't get the high winds that we get here. Because I think I've told you before, we're 5 houses down from the seafront, which when we came to see it in the summer, it looked beautiful. But we did not take into consideration high tides, high winds, and freezing cold. Although my taxi driver the other day, who was born and bred in Fleetwood, did say that this winter has been one of the coldest he's known. So it's not just me being a wimp, you know. But my family just don't feel the cold at all. I don't know why they don't. I do. I'm used to a nice warm house. But having said that, in the economic climate that we've got at the moment, would I have had a nice warm house had I stayed in my 3-bed house on my own? It could have been that I couldn't afford to heat that either. So, oh, I do feel the cold. I really do. You know, my finger ends. I mean, they're just so cold. I know I've got arthritis. I've got diabetes, so I've got poor circulation. Queer it, Raynaud's. Yeah, I say I've got Raynaud's because it wasn't diagnosed. But I say I've got it. But my finger ends are just dead and cold. Even now in here, they're cold. Excuse me, having a drink. I've even got. I put these in the microwave. They look like boxing gloves, but they're not. These go in the microwave, and I have to put them on my hands. But obviously, when I've got those, and I can't knit and I can't crochet. Hello, is it Anglesly? Anglesly or Anglesly? Not sure how you pronounce that. I want to say Anglesey because that's like where in Wales, isn't it? That's what I want to say, Anglesey. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Anglesey, yeah, not Anglesly. We don't want anybody who's sly. Oh dear. So I'm clickety-clicking at the minute, doing my knitting. Wearing my jacket. I've got my dress underneath. I'm not completely, you know. I am dressed for the occasion. I'm not in my nightie. Although I did do a Zoom call the other day, and I think somebody was in the nightie there. And they said, oh, it doesn't matter, you know, we just wear what you want. And I thought, not quite ready to be appearing on camera in my nightie. No. Minchinhampton. Oh. You know my geography is pretty rubbish, Nathan. I have no idea. Hi, Jude. No idea where anywhere is. I need a map. You know, when people say to me places, I'm like, is that up or down? Of course, I've moved now, so everything's more down than up. When I was in Manchester, things were up and down, weren't they? But, yeah. I was just talking to Sue before. She's fine, by the way. Everybody's asking about her. She's fine, absolutely fine. And I was just chatting about going up to see her this summer, that I'm definitely going to go. I will be staying, you know, in a, what do you call it, B&B or whatever, Holiday Inn or somewhere like that. You know, I don't know her partner. I don't know her husband, partner. So it's a little bit strange, isn't it, wandering around somebody's house when you don't really know them in the middle of the night dressed in your nightie. So I would rather, you know, stay in a B&B place, something like that, yeah. I'm hoping, my son loves, and daughter-in-law love Scotland, so I'm hoping if I time it right, that they might give me a lift up in their camper van, spend a few days up there, and then pick me up again on the way back home. Because don't forget, I've got my scooter, I've got my suitcase, I've got my CPAP machine, and I've got a great big bag full of books that I've read that I was saving for Sue to read. So by the time I've taken that and something to crochet and knit, I'll be a little bit loaded up, you know. But, you know, if my son's got the camper van, then I could fit everything in there. I mean, I'll be taking my fold-up scooter. I won't take the big scooter, obviously. But, you know, I need to take everything. And I can't do that on a train. You know, I'd need more than help if I took all that on the train. Oh, for goodness sakes. I love people liking my things on Instagram, but it comes flying up here and it blocks what people are writing here when it comes up. It's a great big thing comes up saying, you know, such body likes your photo, and it just blocks all the. Thank you, Claire, for liking my photo, but please stop zinging all over me, my live feed. Yeah, all these parcels came today. 3 parcels came today. I think my daughter-in-law was like, what the heck's she been ordering now? It was this. And I got all me wool, yarn, whatever. I call it wool. I watch Sheila as well. Sheila's knitting and she calls it wool as well. I'm not on my own, yeah. I got my, look at that. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I am making, you'll have to excuse the colour of this because I tell you what, I'll show you on my phone what I'm making because my print off is blue and green. I mean, I can read it, but it's blue and green. Oh gosh, let me find my photo. Let me find my photo. That is what I'm making, if you can see it. It's a free pattern on, I think it's loveknits.com. And it's Frida Kahlo style. It's by Katie Jones. And talking about Katie Jones, I have bought her book, Hip to be Square. Yeah, Katie Jones. I didn't buy it when it was brand new because it was $23.99, was it? Yeah, when it was new, but I paid about a quarter of that on eBay. I wouldn't have bought it at that price, to be quite honestly. I'm tight, yeah. I don't mind paying for a book if I know I'm going to like it, but I didn't know whether I was going to like it or anything. And I also treated myself to a case. A case, it's a Knit Pro case. You can see it's shiny. Knit Pro case to hold my new knitting needles in. Those are the sizes I've got so far. The 5mm I'm using at the minute for the ribbon on this sweater. But I've got from 325 all the way up to 650 at the moment. I don't know whether I will get the bigger needles because they're metal and I don't know how it would go with the weight. So at the moment, I've just got those sizes. Hi, Rick. So that's what I've been getting so far. So I've been spending all my money, so I'm broke. But that's nothing new, is it? You can't take it with you when you die, or so I like to think. Not that I've got any plans to die right now. Although when I woke up this morning and I was all aches and pains, I thought, oh, God, you're feeling your age today, girl, yeah. So if you hear any snoring, I've got the little one on the chair here. The big one is in my bedroom asleep on my bed. She loves sleeping on my bed for some reason or another. She was actually with me asleep for about an hour last night until her mum called her to go for her last minute. I enjoy my happiness, yeah. Well, as my dad used to say, you're a long time dead, aren't you? You might as well enjoy what you've got. You know, I tend to live each day as it comes, yeah. We're never guaranteed tomorrow, are we? None of us. I don't care whether you're young, you're old, or what you are. We're never guaranteed tomorrow. So you might as well just enjoy yourself, yeah. I don't mean go riotous, you know, you don't have to go raving mad, but, you know, just do things that you enjoy. I've kind of stopped thinking I'm going to do that sometime. It's 1865. Oh my God, look on eBay. I didn't pay anything like that for that. I think I paid about a tenner or something for it on eBay. Look on eBay. Or look on the Amazon, you know, the cheap ones, the used ones or whatever. Because usually you find when they've been used that people have bought them, looked at them, and don't use them. They just think, not for me, and they put them up and sell them, yeah. I've done that with a lot of magazines. Oh, it is a used one. Yeah, well, this is a used one, but it doesn't look it. It looks brand new to me. But it is classed as a used one. Somebody's obviously bought it and looked at it and didn't like anything in it, yeah. And thought, no, I'll cut my losses and I'll free everywhere. And I never do. Oh, my connection's unstable. My friend finds everything for free. Well, not everything, most things. I'm sorry if you can hear snoring. It's the dog. She's having a snuffle. Yeah. It takes me ages to do a row, even though it's chunky. That's why I didn't get the bigger needles in metal. I'm actually using a pair of vintage Aero, 8mm. I should actually be on 9mm according to the pattern, but I knit a bit loose. So I normally go down a size with my knitting needles, you know, to counteract the fact I knit loose. So I can't get gauge, tension, whatever you want to call it. I can't get gauge on the right needles. So now I automatically reach a smaller size. I never even try to knit things on the right needles anymore. I might do if it's a baby cardigan, but it's not like vital, you know, that you're doing it to size. You know, say you're doing a 16-inch baby thing and it comes out an 18, it doesn't really matter because babies grow, don't they? Unless you're specifically asked to make something that's teeny tiny. And then I would change the needles. So, but I didn't get 11s because I don't often use 11s. That's 3mm, I think. Yeah. I started with 325, yeah. Oh, hello, Neil. Hello, thank you. Yep, I'm doing my knitting. That's the back, sorry. Showing you the back bit. Doing my cables. So long as it's finished for next winter, I shan't bother. Although if the weather doesn't improve, I'll be wearing it when I've finished it. Whenever that may be. I tend to do knitting in spasms, if you know what I mean. I do it in spurts. I'm not doing any crocheting at the moment. I've just finished off that other one. If you want to know what it looks like, you'll have to look on my Instagram or my Facebook because it's in the other room. But I did finish off that hexagon jacket that I put down and forgot where I was up to. I have managed to finish it. I'm hoping not to keep it. If somebody wants to buy it, I'm hoping not. But we're still waiting for the post, you know, to be freed up from to send things to America and Canada. As I said before, I've got a jacket to send, and I haven't been able to send it. My friend Tracy from Crochet Rocks, she went to the post office and they said if she took it, the things that she had to send, if she took them to the sorting office, she could send them from there. But my sorting office is open something stupid like 7 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock in the morning. You know, if you miss a parcel round here, it's just hard lines, yeah. I mean, in Prestwich, I'm used to them being open nearly all day. When you've missed a parcel, you can go and pick it up. But for some reason round here, the place you can pick parcels up is open for about an hour first thing in the morning, and that's it. And then if you don't collect it within so many days, they send it back, you know. It's a great place, Fleetwood. Oh, it's great. So, yeah. So, hiya, Jean. I'm still waiting for somebody to buy me crochet cotton mixture off eBay. Lots of people are looking at it, but nobody's actually bought any yet. But I've got lots of watchers. It doesn't end for 22 hours, so I'm hoping that people are just waiting till the last minute to bid on it. Yeah, I'm only asking what I paid for it, so perhaps people think it should be cheaper than that. I don't know. But I mean, it's 800 metres for £4 plus postage. I mean, come on, you know. I've seen others advertised at about £8 and £10, you know, plus the postage. So maybe I should have advertised it as £8 plus free. Maybe I would have sold it then, because people are sort of don't seem to realise that you've added the postage on. Yeah, I could do that, couldn't I? £7.95 post free. Then maybe they'll think they're getting a bargain. Yeah. Hey ho. My 2 crochet things, I've just took them off. I haven't bothered with them anymore. Nobody was interested. People kept looking at them and weighing them up, but nobody bought them. Hi, Amanda. Nobody bought them, so they're not on there anymore. Eee. Maybe I'll do me prancing about videos then. Hi, I'm Jan. Hi. This is what I'm wearing today. It gives people a laugh if nothing else. I see people on, you know, TikTok and that modelling dresses, and they're about £600. Yeah, £600. And I'm thinking, if they can do it, why am I being so self-conscious about my bit of extra pudge, you know? So, the ice factory was amazing. What ice factory? You mean Ice Yarns? Or a factory that makes ice? Or ice cream? Mm. Here it's all called something called, ice cream. It's something called Walls something, not Walls. The ice cream, it must be the local ice cream. It's not Walmart, but Wallings, that's it. Wallings ice cream, and I've never heard of it, and I don't know whether it's any use or not. You know, but that's what they seem to sell around here. Wallings ice cream. It's not the weather, though, for eating ice cream, I have to say. Much as I love ice cream. Hi, Chris. Hi, Alice. You're in snowy Winnipeg. Oh, my goodness me. Don't bring your snow here. It's bad enough with the rain. They keep threatening us with snow here, don't they, Nathan? Yeah. Hi, Connie. They keep threatening us with snow, but touch wood. We ain't got it. Where do most people work in Fleetwood? I've come to the conclusion that most people don't work in Fleetwood. There is hospitality. In other words, there's cafes and hotels, which I presume people work in. And there is Fisherman's Friend, who make the sweets, things, the cough sweets. And there is a fishing place that freezes fish. But apart from that, I don't think we've got much else in Fleetwood at all. We were only discussing that the other day, me and my friend who come from London, we just came about the same time, that they really need some industry here. They really do. And they just don't have industries. They used to have loads and loads and loads of different industries, which apparently are no longer here. So I don't know what people do to work. A lot of them don't, I think, sadly. You know, I think it's all shops, hospitality and things like that. You know, cafes and restaurants, and hotels and stuff. That's about it, really, I think, round here. If I was of working age, I don't know quite where I would work. Oh, excuse me, how's my knee? I decided to put my knee on my footrest, and my knee didn't like it. I should have moved to a warmer climate, shouldn't I? But I don't want to. I don't want to emigrate. England is great apart from the weather. But Manchester was warmer. Manchester was an overcoat warmer. It really was an overcoat warmer. Here, when I get a summer dress, I automatically crochet a cardigan to match it, you know, which I never did when I lived in Prestwich. I bought a summer dress and I wore a summer dress. Here, I have to think, have I got a cardigan that matches? Yeah. Oh, a lot of the poorer areas have prepaid meters. They actually cost people an awful lot more money. I wouldn't want one, to be quite honest, even if I was desperate, because they don't get the same rate of gas per pound that other people do. But if for people who don't pay their bill or can't pay their bill, they put prepaid meters in so that you get like a card thing, like a credit card, I believe. And I've not had one, so I can't really tell you. And you go and get it charged up. You know, you put so many pounds on it, and then you put it in your meter. But the sad thing is, like, when it runs out and you don't have any more money, say, you know, for a week or so, then you're stuck. You know, your gas runs out or your electric runs out. It tends to be in the poorer areas or with somebody who's got a bad credit record, who's defaulted on paying a bill. I'm fortunate, really. I've never been in that situation, although lots of people are, yeah. It's, what's my drink this evening? It's a Coca-Cola, and they're not going to love me because I took the last one out of the fridge. It's Coca-Cola with a drop of Southern Comfort, would you believe? Cheeky, cheeky. It is the damp here. It's bad. I mean, I watched Denise, you know, Dear Designs, and she's never had damp in her flat before. In all the years she's lived there, she has never had damp, and she's saying that this year, you know, she's got condensation and damp. You know, she's lived in that flat for 12 years, I think she said. Never had it before. So it's got to have been a colder winter than normal. I mean, I remember being cold last winter, but I don't remember being this cold, you know. I don't remember being freezing, and my fingers just don't belong to me. I have like mittens and everything. I mean, I've got my sheepskin mittens, but I've got to soften them up because they don't bend enough, you know, to go around my scooter. But they're lovely. I did buy, I think I showed you some mink oil, I think it's called. Oh, some mink oil. But I'm supposed to rub all over it to soften it, but I haven't got round to it yet. I'm such a lazy so-and-so. Oh, Northeast Tarot. The premiere is in 30 minutes. Oh, whoopee. So sad I'm going to miss that one. Yeah. Oh, down south, I mean, they don't have it as bad as we do. You know, if you listen to Shan when she comes on, you know, she'll say, oh, gosh, it's so hot here. It's a heat wave and all that jazz. And I'm like, what heat wave? I mean, last summer when everybody was passing out with the heat, it was warm up here, but it wasn't, you know, there was no heat wave. The wind from the sea stopped all that, yeah. It did reach 90, I think, one day in the garden. But that was only because the sun was full on the thermometer. When you go up on the seafront, you need your cardigan, you know. I don't think I ever rode up the seafront last year with just a dress and no cardigan. I don't think I ever did. But then again, when you're on a scooter, you see, you're feeling the cold more because, you know, you're going faster and it's... I mean, when you're riding a push bike, you're actually putting some effort in, aren't you? And you're working up a sweat. But when you're in a scooter, it's doing it for you, isn't it? So I must look in the garage tomorrow because they've been tidying up the garage and see where they've actually put my scooter. It has to be close to the doors because that's where the power point is. So, yeah. Oh, I think if you live in a place that's naturally got snow, I think you get used to it. You live there and you're used to it. But when you don't naturally get really, really cold weathers, you kind of, it hits you more. You know, people who live at the North Pole and places like that, they're used to getting dressed up for winter, aren't they? We're not. Yeah, I'm wearing my new house coat. It's not supposed to be a house coat, Chris. It's supposed to be one that you wear outside, like over trousers and over a dress, but I'm not going to be. It definitely looks like a house coat to me. So I'm wearing it in here because it's kind of like padded and it's a bit warmer. So I'm not wearing a cardigan today. I've got my frock on. Got my purple. It looks blue on here, doesn't it? But I've got my purple frock on. Yeah. Yeah, I think if it's cold and it's not damp, I think that's probably better, isn't it? But here it's cold and damp. And as I was saying, Denise is finding that she's got condensation where she never had condensation before. Oh, yeah, I've got my purple eyeshadow on. You know me, matchy matchy. Coordination, is it called? I mean, people say to me, you do that every day, and it's just ingrained in me. If I reach something out of the wardrobe, I have to put something with it that goes with it. I have to have the necklace that goes with it. I cannot go out with mismatch, although it is fashionable to wear mismatch, isn't it? It's fashionable to wear orange with pink and things like that, or orange with red. But I'm just a bit, I don't know. I have to tone, I have to, and I don't feel right if I don't put something on that's halfway decent, if you're with me. I don't keep things for best. That's one thing I don't do. Well, I might do if it's a velvet jacket or something like that. But by and large, I wear everything as it comes. You know, in the wardrobe, I don't keep things for Sunday best or... I used to do when I didn't have a big wardrobe because then I wouldn't wear my best things for work because in case I ruined them and got stamp pad ink or biro on them. But after I retired, there is no such thing as, you know, best anymore. You know, except I've got like a couple of velvet dresses, which I obviously wouldn't wear during the day. They're a bit OTT. But, you know, but the rest of them I wear them. I even wear my, you know, my indigo moon jackets with all the embroidery and all the applique and everything. People say, "Oh, it's lovely, but I wouldn't wear." And I go, "Well, why not? You know, if you've got something like that, put it on. I don't care if I'm going shopping. I'll still put it on. You know, it's just." But of course, I love the indigo moon jackets. I love anything from Moonbeams and Mayhem. I love their whole repertoire. Can't afford it, but I mean, I get a few funny looks when I wear my patchwork trousers, but I don't care. I don't care. You got a rechargeable hot water bottle. I'm still looking into rechargeable mittens for the scooter or gloves for the scooter. The really good ones with the good reputation seem to be round about £80, and I don't want to pay that much. But some of the cheaper ones have got really bad reviews, and I'm like, well, you know, what do I do? And then some of them you needed to get batteries for them, and I'm thinking, I don't want to put 3 AAA batteries in every time I go out, you know, to wear my mittens, yeah. And I've got this awful feeling if they're rechargeable, I would forget to recharge them before I went out, you know. I'd forget to plug the damn things in. And I don't think they stay recharged when you've plugged them in, you know. I don't know. I'd even toyed with the idea of getting those little heat pads that you slide into your mittens. I know they're expensive, but once you've bought them, you just slide them in your mittens, don't you? And then you haven't got to recharge them or anything. You just throw them away when you're done with them. Hand warmers, I think they're called, yeah. There was a box of 24 advertised on Amazon, and I was very, very tempted. Very tempted. But then, you know, I'm just thinking, yeah. My friend still swears by her plug-in blanket that she got from either Lidl or Aldi. She said it only costs about 3 or 4p an hour to run it. And she has to keep, and she can keep unplugging it if you're with me, because as soon as she gets hot, she unplugs it for a while. And it's not an electric blanket you put on the bed. It's one that you plug in. I have allergies to some perfume, Anglesey, but it has to be very, very strong perfume. You know, like the poisons of this world, yeah. I must admit, it gives me a banging headache if anybody's drenched in poison, or there's another one that's really, really heavy and strong. I mean, patchouli was one that everybody used to wear at one time. Oh my God, it gave me migraines. I wasn't allergic to it, it just gave me migraines. Yeah, perfume is lovely if people wear a little bit, but people have a bath in it. You know, why do people have baths in the perfume? Did they stop smelling it? I mean, I worked with a lady one time, and every time I looked at her, she was getting the perfume out the drawer and squirting it. And I'm like, Joan, we can smell you already. We don't need you to top it up, you know. And she goes, oh, can you still smell it? Because I can't. And I'm like, stop squirting it everywhere, woman. You know, it was sort of hitting everybody over that was coming through the door. You know? I was stuck on an aeroplane once next to a woman wearing poison. Oh, she nearly poisoned me. I don't know about anything else. No, I mean, I don't know about California poppy. I've not even smelt that. I'm not very well up with perfume, I'm afraid, Neil. I can't afford most of it. I tend to wear aftershave. You know, like I wear Paco Rabanne, which is an aftershave. I wear CK1. The only perfume I do like is, what's it called? White musk and black musk from the Body Shop, yeah. I like the lighter. Oh, and I love, what's it called? Oh my, from Penhaligon. Penhaligon, it's one of theirs. I love it, but it's 100 and something pound a bottle. Ugh. My mum used to wear, what's it called, like youth dew. And it used to smell okay on my mum, but it smells like cat wee on me. I have the kind of skin, it's very acidic apparently, and it turns the nicest of perfumes into something completely vile. And youth dew was the same. I remember being at my mum's one day and I'd forgotten to take my perfume. She said, "Oh, let's go at mine." Yeah. Youth dew was in the bedroom. Yeah, it smelled like cat wee on me. It really did. I had to go into the washroom when I got out and I had to wash it off. Oh, I love Chanel number 5. Can't afford it, of course. I think that's about £120 for a little bottle now. My niece treated herself to a bottle of it not long back, but she paid over £100 for it. Much as I like it, I do not pay that kind of money. Apparently, some very good dupes. Is it in Aldi or Lidl or something? People are always praising it, saying there's some very good dupes. So I need to look into that, yeah. And see what's supposed to smell like what, and then go in Lidl and Aldi and find out they haven't got it yet. Yeah, they're always putting it on Instagram or somewhere saying, "Oh, this is a good dupe for such thing or so and so." But bear in mind, I don't know what such a thing and so smells like. I wouldn't know if it was a good dupe or a bad dupe. Yeah. Taboo. Oh gosh, yeah. You haven't seen Aldi? Yeah, well, we have Aldi and we have Lidl. There's not kind of a lot between them. They used to be really, really cheap shops, but it's like sadly, with food and everything going up. I mean, they are still cheaper than a lot of the big stores, but they're not as cheap as they used to be. At one time, if you went in Aldi's, you could do a week's shop for next to nothing. But sadly, like everywhere else, all food and that has gone up. Yeah. We'll be eating grass like the cows in a bit, won't we? We'll be vegan, not by choice. We'll be going around the meadows looking for grass and wild lettuce and stuff, looking for a few mushrooms. I don't do the shopping here. We have a communal like pot of money that my daughter-in-law buys the food or my son buys the food. It would have been silly me buying this, me buying that, them buying that, them yeah. So we just have one lot, yeah. I do occasionally go into Aldi. I could go more often, but unfortunately, I'd probably get tempted by the middle aisle, by what they have on offer. I wouldn't be looking at the food. I'd be like in the middle aisle, buying some kind of slippers that I don't need. That's what used to happen when I used to go to the Aldi when I used to live. I used to be always in the middle aisle. And you come home with like containers that you don't need. Well, they look cheap. Plastic containers. You get hundreds of them in the kitchen, don't you? And then you come home with bobbins of threads and loads of Aran that when you get it home, it's scratchy as anything. Yeah. You're the middle aisle as well, are you? I don't go there. I'll be in the middle aisle as well. I have to shut my eyes and keep going. Otherwise, I'm buying all sorts of things I don't need, don't want, wasting my money. I'm bad enough when I go in. Well, I don't go in Poundland so much, but I go in B&M Bargains because that's where I usually get my coal and stuff from. But they haven't had any this last few weeks, so I've not been in. But that's where I go. Get your toiletries and stuff. Yeah. So I try not to. I'm bad enough. I wasn't. I've been looking at that pattern for that Frida Kahlo poncho. Had it on my mind for since before I moved here. And I've been like, would I wear it if I made it? Would I wear it? Oh, thank you. It's only out of a bottle. I'm grey underneath. And I'm like, would I wear this poncho? Would I wear it? And I've had this yen to make it. And it's cost me about 25, something like that for the wool, I think, or more. Can't remember how much it's cost me. And I'm thinking, well, if I don't like it, somebody might want to buy it, you know. But, well, I might wear it. Just let me see how much it cost. I tend to try to forget how much things cost. It's £2.9 a ball. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 balls. So it's 13 balls at £2.9p. So it's like £26, call it £27. So I don't like it, you know. If I could sell it for what I paid for the wool, it wouldn't be too bad, would it? Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, my family here think I'm completely bonkers with something like this. If I went out with something like this, and they'd think I'd flipped. But I'm sick of being flattened down with what I wear by what other people look at me and think. I live in a very beige, crimpling town, if you know what I mean. They're all retired and they're frightened of colour. Yeah, terrified of anything with colour in it round here. You never see a red anorak or anything like that. They're terrified of colour round here. Even when you go in the shop, everything's beige. I mean, I know I am 77, but some of the clothes around here I wouldn't wear because they're too old. Yeah. If you know what I'm talking about, they're too old. And I look at people walking down with a sensible shoes on and sensible trousers, sensible jackets, you know. And I'm looking at them thinking, why don't you, do you really want to wear that colour, you know? Do you not want to wear red, orange, purple, you know? Why do you always want to wear that dull O'Donnell green, you know? And I'm tan, brown, and other ones. Ooh. But that's the kind of area I live in. So you can imagine me walking down, you know, walking down the seafront wearing a Frida Kahlo poncho. But I think to myself, why should I let other people dictate to me? Just because they're not brave enough to wear anything that looks a little bit jazzy. I'm going cold as a fire gone out. Oh, it's still glowing. Yeah, I get more looks off my family. Right, are you wearing that? What are you wearing? What are you wearing? I mean, half of my jazzy dresses I put away, and of course the weather wasn't good, so they never came out this summer. So I need to get them out again. And I'm sure that half of them will be too big, so maybe I will need to get rid of some of them. Buy something more jazzy. Yes, I need to be. I need to be me. I was talking to my friend, she comes on, she's an artist. She does these beautiful paintings and that, but they are a little bit more modernistic than what I'm kind of used to. She's called B-E-A, Beatrice. And she's just done a video wearing, you know, she's lost a heck of a lot of weight. Anyway, she just did a video today saying, this is what I've got on today. And she's got like green and navy or green and black striped tights on. She's got this dress thing on and something else. And she's got a turban that's brightly coloured round her head. And she's got her jewellery on like I wear. She wears a lot of bright coloured jewellery and that. Yeah. And I'm like, go for it, B. I did put one of her videos on my Facebook page, yeah. But she's got Etsy shops and that with all this painting on. I mean, I admitted her painting's a little bit modern for my taste, but not for everybody's taste. You know, I can see that people would like it. I can see that it's nice and bold and bright, yeah. She's, I've known her for years actually, but I lost touch with her. And then I sort of in touch with her again, yeah. Dress like old knots. I would love to, but I'm not a goth. Or she calls herself a ghoul, doesn't she? She wears a tremendous amount of black. I've got a friend who wears black all the time, yeah. Black is a colour that I wear as a base. I've got a couple, well, more than, I've got 3 black dresses. I've got more. I've got about 5 black dresses, but I use them as a base. I wear them with something really bright on top. Same with I've got black t-shirts, black sweaters, black trousers, which I do wear a lot of, but I wouldn't wear black head to foot, yeah. Oh, I love watching alt knots. I love watching. She's called Kayla, isn't she? I watch Kayla, and she talks a mile a minute. I don't know if she's got ADHD or what, but she waves her hands like she talks a million miles. She's not a goth. She calls herself a ghoul, really, you know, because she likes all these Halloween things, and she doesn't celebrate Christmas. She celebrates Krampus and things like that. She's got this vivid red hair, and she's got eye makeup that's, oh gosh, black eyeliner and black. Well, I better not tell my friend that goth is outdated, because that's what she dresses in, all black. Yeah. I've never wanted to be a goth. I've never. I'm your boho, your hippie. Yeah. You know, I'm the sort of Woodstock generation, but over here and not in America. You know. Yeah. I'm just sad I never sort of went to all these, um, you know, festivals that they had. I just wished. Yeah, well, she does it to please herself, I suppose, Anglesey, doesn't she? You know, if that's the way she wants to. I wouldn't want to dress like that, but that's me. Lots of people wouldn't want to dress like me either, you know. Lots of people would say the way I dress is outrageous. She's happy with what she wears. She's made a name for herself, you know, and that's, I mean, maybe when she goes out, maybe she doesn't look like that. Have you thought about that? Maybe when she goes to coffee shops and different places, maybe she doesn't wear all that. You know, maybe it's just a professionalism. You know, that's her image for the YouTube. I've often thought that, you know, I wonder if that's the way she really is all the time. Because a lot of people have got a persona, haven't they? I mean, I dare say if you bumped into half of the pop stars who wear these really outrageous things, that you'd walk past them in the street because they probably don't look like that. You know, these people who've got the way out clothes, spiky hair and that, if they weren't on duty, if they weren't singing, they weren't going to a show, they weren't doing whatever. Yeah, she shows that she does in the car, doesn't she? But she never shows herself in the shop, does she? You see her going in the shop, but you never see what she actually looks like when she's in the shop. You know, I mean, does she actually look like that when she's in the shops? Could be all persona, couldn't it? You don't know. I mean, I'd like to think that she does look like that when she goes out, that she's got the courage to walk out and look like that. But I have my, well, not doubts, you know. Like when she's, you know, going out meeting people for the first time in a coffee shop, you know, what do they think when she walks in? What's that? I know I'd have to look more than twice if she walked in one of my coffee shops, yeah. Mind you, having said that, we've got the trout pouse here and the 1.5 inch fur lashes that come in our cafes. You know. You know, carbon copies of each other, all with earrings, and they've all got blonde hair, haven't they? Says me. But they've all got the same hairdo. They've always got the trout pout lips, the great big 1.5 inch fur lashes. And, you're thinking, you all look alike. Why don't you be individual? Why don't you try to look like you? I don't know why everybody wants to look like everybody else, why they have to be Botoxed up to death and stuff like that. She lives in Seattle, does she? Well, I don't really know American places, Chris, so I wouldn't know what Seattle's like. If she was in New York, I would say, yeah, she probably walks around looking like that. Because I watch alternative. Uh, I couldn't stop looking at those. Like, she came in. It's funny. She came in the cafe, this girl, the other day, and everybody was turning away, and everybody went silent. She walked in, and you could see all these old men eyes going, "What the heck is that?" You know, and the conversation just kind of stopped. Yeah. No, I like to be individual. I don't want to be dressed like everybody else. Yeah. No. If I find that everybody is making a certain cardigan, a certain thing, a certain. Do you remember those shawls with the pockets in that every man, dog, woman made them? I wouldn't make one because I thought, nah, I'm not making one. Everybody's got them. There was about 3,000 videos, weren't there, on YouTube of all different kinds of shawls with pockets in. And I thought, nah, don't want one. I'm awkward like that, yeah. She probably would, yeah, yeah. I mean, even in Prestwich, we used to have some little weirdos walking around that looked a bit like me. um, I never felt odd wearing my sort of boho stuff in Prestwich at all. I never did. It's only since I've been here I feel more self-conscious. I feel like, oh, God, people thinking, what's she wearing? What's she got on? When you walk into a room like my nightclubs, walk into a room and everybody's crimply beige or grey, and you walk in and you're flamboyant poppy whatnots, and you're thinking, oh yeah. I mean, everybody says, oh God, we love your sweater, or gosh, we love your cardigan, oh blah de blah de blah, but would they wear it? No, they wouldn't. Yeah. I've always kind of dressed odd. Yeah. From being a kid, I've always dressed odd. Yeah. I've never been. Obviously, at school, I had to wear a uniform, but that. Do you know, I was years after I left school before I could even look at navy blue. Because my school uniform was navy blue. And I wore navy blue from being about 7 years old up to being 17. Yeah. Hi, Chris. And I couldn't wear navy blue for years. In fact, I've got one navy blue dress, I think, and one navy blue jacket. But my jacket has got applique all over it. Yeah. I can't wear navy blue. There's something about it. It's like school. I bought a navy blue pencil skirt once when I was working, thinking that it would look smart, to wear with blouses, because we had to be smart dressed at work. You couldn't wear anything a bit outlandish at work. And I bought this navy blue pencil skirt, and I just felt, every time I wore it, it just wasn't me. And everybody kept saying, oh, you look nice today. And I'm like, do I? I was the kind of thing that when they said I had to wear, not kind of a uniform, but navy blazer, navy skirt, blouse, etc., I would go to work wearing red shoes. And they go, oh, nice shoes you've got on. I'm thinking, well, I'm behind a desk. The people I'm dealing with can't see my feet, so I want to wear red shoes because they made me feel better. I didn't want to wear navy blue shoes when I was wearing navy blue, if you know what I mean. But no, I used to have shoes to match. I used to have emerald green shoes, yellow shoes, red shoes. My shoes were my rebellion when I had to wear boring clothes at work. And they were always heels like that. No wonder I've got a bad back. I used to strut about in 5-inch heels at work all the time. Yeah. And the old dears used to say, you'll get a bad back, keep working in them high heels all the time. You'll have bunions, you'll have corns. I can honestly say I have not got a bunion and I've never had a corn in my life. But now I have to wear flat shoes. Unfortunately, I have to wear boring, boring flat shoes. I wear boots most of the time. I wear my Doc Martens with red roses embroidered all up the side of them. I have been known in my time. I was very picky though. My mother used to say, you're waiting for shoes and clogs won't come. In other words, I was so picky that I turned down so many nice men. When I think of the ones I turned down, I must have been crazy. But, and then I married one. Oh, don't get me on that. Yeah, I don't know where I was looking when I picked him. But that's another story for another day, isn't it? We won't go into that. It's very depressing. Oh, yeah, the youth is wasted on the young, yeah. You know, I was very picky when I was little. How many inches in the heels? Oh, at least 5. If I wore 3-inch heels, 4-inch heels, I thought I was on flats, you know. I used to be in the stilts. And I used to look funny because at the time I had size 3 feet. So I didn't look as though I'd got much on the ground to walk on, you know. I was kind of walking on my tiptoes because my heels were that high. But that was just me. Didn't feel right unless I had my heels on. It broke my heart when I had to give them all away. After my spinal surgery, I couldn't wear any of them at all. I tried a few times and just couldn't. So I had bags and bags of shoes that I gave away. Couldn't wear anything with a heel, and I still can't now. I've got a pair of boots with a little heel like that. It's a chunky heel. And I can wear them when I'm on my scooter, but I can't wear them if I'm... Oh, I know it's awful when you have to put them to sleep into. Ours was 14. She wasn't a service dog, mind you, but we had to put her to sleep. She was 14. And my dog was, I think he was 13 when we had to put him to sleep. It's heartbreaking, but you know you have to do it, Chris, for the best for the animal. You know, if they've got any problems. The last one we had to put to sleep, she had cancer, so there was no hope for her. And keeping her would have just been selfish for us, you know. It's like my son said, who are you keeping her for? Who you wanted to stay alive for? You wanted to stay alive for you, not for her. So, I'm getting old. Oh, I don't like it when we have to put them to sleep. They should live forever, shouldn't they, dogs? Yeah. They don't live long enough. Animals, cats, dogs, they don't live long enough. I mean, our little Gigi, he was only 8 and he had a heart attack and died. Yeah. We've got two pups. Well, pups now. We've got a 15-month-old and an almost 2 years old. Rosie will be 2 in March. And this one here, she's about 13, 14 months. You know, the little pig face one here. Yeah. Well, we said we wouldn't get... Well, we didn't say we wouldn't get another dog because we got Rosie to be company for Poppy. But Poppy sadly passed away. Well, she passed away on the operating table. She shouldn't have passed away, but she did. We got Rosie to be a companion to Poppy because Poppy had always been a twosome. When Poppy's companion dog passed away, Sky, she was on her own and she was a bit lost and lonely. So we decided that we would get Rosie. But sadly, just after we got Rosie, Poppy had passed away, you know. So then we thought, we'll just keep the one dog. And then after a while, we thought, no, we want another dog. And then I wanted either another Rottweiler or I wanted a Chihuahua. But my son said no to the Chihuahua. He doesn't like them. He calls them little rats. And so my daughter-in-law fell in love with this thing. I mean, I wouldn't harm her, and I wouldn't be awful with her. But she's not my choice at all. You know, the French Bulldog, she's just not. I can't take to her. I really can't. Like I say, I will not be cruel to her. I'll pat her and I'll, you know, nurse her and do things, but she's not my dog of choice, I'm afraid. Yeah. If ever I won the lottery, haha, keep your fingers crossed for me, it's on tonight, and I come to move out again on my own, I am going to get a Chihuahua. I'm going to buy me a Gigi. I love my Chihuahua. He was a proper little lapdog. She's a lapdog, but she weighs a ton. You see the weight of the she's only a little, well, she's big for a female French Bulldog, but she's so heavy. And she goes, poof, and she lands on you, my God. Yeah, the lottery is set Wednesdays and Saturdays. I didn't win Wednesday. So, you know, keep your fingers crossed I might win today. I keep winning a lucky dip, but then my lucky dip doesn't win anything. You know, if we stayed here, I would want a new roof and all insulation put in round the house to make it warmer. That's what I would like, yeah. And if I won it, I would be turning the heating on because I would be able to afford to pay the damn bill. So, you know, keep your fingers crossed. But if I won loads and loads and loads, I would move. I'm not saying I would move altogether, but I would move to somewhere and, you know, get somewhere a bit warmer, not by the sea. You know, they could keep this house here. They could stay here because they like it here. But I would like a little cottage. No, I don't want to go abroad. I don't want to go to Spain now. My son's done Spain and wouldn't go back, yeah, except for a holiday, maybe. My son's lived in Spain and wouldn't go back. It's not like it was a few years ago, you know. Since we come out of the EU and that, there's a lot of restrictions and stuff like that. Also, if I went abroad, I would lose a lot of my benefit. I would lose my, you know, mobility allowance and stuff like that. They wouldn't pay it while I was abroad. So, now if I won all the lottery, I probably wouldn't care, would I? But still, you know, I'd be down to a basic pension if I went over to Spain. So, Spain isn't as cheap as it used to be. And they've got all these restrictions now. You know, if my son went over there, it's like, you know, his pension would be frozen and stuff like that, you know. They're talking about if you don't live over here, you don't get the same amount of pension and stuff. Oh, they have you by the short and curlies, believe me. I mean, I watch Sheila, you know, knitting tips and that, and she was saying the same as me. She's on the lower rate pension because she drew it before 2016, which I did. And we won't get the higher rate of pension. And she was saying it's not fair. You know, pensioners should all get the same amount. There shouldn't be a two-tier system. I mean, my friend argues with me. She says, oh, well, you know, we was working 5 years more. We can't retire till we're 65. You retired at 60. And I'm like, yes, but when you didn't work with your kids, well, not her particularly, she did, but when other people weren't working because of their kids, they got their stamp paid for because of the, you know, child family allowance and things like that. Well, when I had my son, I didn't get any family allowance for the first child. And I only had the one, so I didn't get any family allowance until my son was about 13 or 14. So therefore, because I didn't get any family allowance, I didn't get my stamp paid for, you know. So I had to work those years, which a lot of people who were retiring at 65 didn't. They were, you know, housewives, lived at home, and they had the stamps paid for because they got family allowance, etc., etc. So just because they're younger than me, they can claim the higher rate of pension, which I can't claim. So it annoys me intensely. It really does. Your dog was Ruby. Our dog, Poppy, was actually called Ruby when we got her, but we changed her name to Poppy. The fact of it was that the kids were tiny when we got Poppy, and they kept calling her Puppy. And she kept responding to Puppy, but she didn't respond to Ruby. So we gave up with the Ruby and we started calling her Poppy, which was closest to Puppy. Because when the kids shouted Puppy, she came running. We shouted Ruby, she didn't, yeah? So she got changed to Poppy. The other one was Sky, the one that we lost before. Before we came here, we lost Sky. She was a full Rottweiler. They got her and named her. We didn't name Rosie. She was already called. She came from Romania, as I think I told you. She was already called Rosie. They were going to change her name to Tegan, but when she got here, all the paperwork and everything was in Rosie. And because she'd got, not COVID, what do they call, what do dogs get? Parvo. Because she'd caught Parvo, she had to stay in Romania a month longer than she should have done. And she was with a foster family type of thing, and they called her Rosie. So that was the name she knew. So we already had difficulty with Rosie when she arrived because she didn't know any English. She just knew Romanian commands. But she was very good. She picked them up very quickly. So we decided not to change her name to Tegan. She decided to stay as Rosie. But Trixie, my daughter-in-law, named her Trixabelle because she's a blue, she's a blue French bulldog. So her kennel name was kind of Bluebell, which they didn't want to call her Bluebell. So they decided to call her Trixie Bell to go with the Bluebell. But now she just gets Trixie, yeah. So it's not what I call her, but that's by the by. She gets a much ruder name when I'm calling her. Right, I'm going to eat my crisps. I've got my 8 rows of pattern done. I tried to do 8 rows before I put my knitting down, and then I know where I'm up to. The fire's still, the fire's still glowing. I'm not putting any more on it now. It's 10:15, so I'll leave it at that. I've no idea where Rosie is. She's probably sleeping on my bed. I've got a purple. It's not furry, like a bedspread. I don't know what you call it, like fluffy stuff, like furry, like you make teddy bears out of. I've got a purple throw on top of my bed. She loves it. It must feel comfy to her to sleep on. I changed my duvet to a winter duvet. I don't think we have heeler dogs here. I've seen them, and I don't think I've seen any in the UK. I don't think it's like a dog that's popular. Maybe they are in the UK, maybe I've just never seen one. Here in Fleetwood, it's an elderly population, by and large. So there's a lot of smaller dogs here. You very rarely come across like an Alsatian or a Rottweiler or anything like that. They tend to be the smaller type of dogs here. There's a lot of Chihuahuas, there's a lot of French Bulldogs, a lot of Pugs. Terriers, there's a lot of little terriers. I have seen a couple of lurchers and greyhounds and lurchers. And there are some Not seen many spaniels either. There's some Labradors and Golden Retrievers, but you don't see many of the very big dogs. You know, you don't come across a big Chow or anything like that. Maybe because of the, you know, population being elderly, they don't want to go for a drag down the seafront with a Rottweiler, you know, because Rottweilers can be a bit stubborn at times. If they see something they want, you know, they're off like a rocket. And they're terribly strong as well, a Rottweiler. Well, having said that, they're very gentle. Our full Rottweiler, I mean, the kids used to crawl all over and jump all over and drag her ears and, you know, drag her around, you know. She didn't have a tail, she had a little stumpy thing. But they used to drag her around with her ears and everything, and she was so soft with them. Poppy was a Rottweiler cross. She had this big pluming tail. She used to knock everything off everywhere with this blooming tail. She'd wag her tail and ornaments would go flying off the coffee table and everything. She looked as though she was crossed more with an Alsatian, but we never really knew what, because we inherited Poppy. She lived next door to my son, my daughter-in-law. And the son had bought the dog without telling his mum. And his mum never really took to the dog. And when he went out to work, he used to put the dog in with our Sky. So she just finished up with us. I think he was moving or something. And his mum didn't want the dog. So she moved next door. She came across the fence and stayed. And we inherited Buster as well. The one I had, the boxer cross, we inherited him. My son got him from somebody that he worked with. Let's see if I can show you my Buster. Oh, why can I never control this camera? Come on, come on, come on. Go upwards. There's my Buster. There he is. There's my little sunshine. He looks down on me every day. I have him above my computer, so I only have to look up and see him. They got me that for Christmas one year after he passed away. They've got one of Sky upstairs, but they never had one painted of Poppy. I don't know why. I would have loved to have one painted of Gigi, but Gigi wasn't my dog. I've got some nice photos of him, but every time my memories come up on Facebook, it's either Buster or Gigi. I must have only took pictures of the dog. Or sometimes it's me crocheting. But more or less, it's just the dogs. Buster was crazy about the ball, especially if it had a squeak. Every Saturday when I went shopping, my weekly shopping, I had to bring him back a squeaking ball. Because by the time the next Saturday came around, he still had the ball, but it had no squeak. And he didn't like them when they didn't squeak. So every Saturday, as soon as I went through the door with my bags, he had his nose in the bag looking for his ball because he knew I would have bought him a ball. Woe betided, they were out balls. Oh, I tried bringing him back a dog that squeaked and stiff like, no, he wanted the ball. My next door neighbour, when she was the elderly neighbour when I first got Buster, she used to hate it. She said, "What do you keep having to buy him fucking squeaker for?" She said, "He drives me mental every Saturday." I said, "Well, by the Sunday, he's lost a squeaker." Yeah. Oh, you got a stray cat? I hope you're going to feed it. It's hard to it outside if it's cold. You've got to bring it in if it's cold, or at least give it a little house outside. You can make it a little house out of a plastic box, can't you? Or a little cardboard box even. You know, to get it a little blanket in it to keep it warm. We can't have a cat. Rosie chases cats. She hates cats with a vengeance. So we can't have a cat. Because that time we had the mouse, I'm like, we want a cat. We need a cat. Can't be doing a mouse. We want a cat. But we don't. The cat next door, its life's a misery. Because every time it shows its face anywhere, Rosie's after it like a rocket. I've got cousins in Ontario. Is it Ontario or is it Vancouver? It doesn't have to come to you, Chris. Just give it a box and a blanket and it'll go in it. Bye, Anglesey. Just make sure it keeps warm. You know, it's out of the wind and the snow. What am I eating? Lightly salted Walker's crisps. 45% less salt. Doesn't say there's less fat in it, it just says less salt. I didn't have anything when I got up this morning. All I had was a cup of soup. You know what those are, like a packet soup that you put in a cup and stir it with hot water. And then I had stir fry. So I haven't really eaten much today. I should be lovely and slim, you know, because I hardly eat anything. I eat wrong, but I don't eat a lot. But I suppose if you eat wrong, you don't have to eat a lot, do you? And I'm going to have to love you and leave you for a minute because I need the little girl's room. Probably because I'm drinking Coca-Cola, you know. It's a diuretic, isn't it? It won't be long. Back in a moment. Talk amongst yourselves. Have a look, girl. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Oh, there you are, chicks. And there you go. Look at that. More of a dressing gown, isn't it? I don't think you could wear it outside, could you? Not really. That's how they showed it in. It was supposed to be like worn over the top of something, but I think it's more of a dressing gown, so that's what I'm going to be wearing it as. When I moved, Trixie realised I'd been eating. So she came to see if there was any crumbs, but she was out of luck because there wasn't any. Right. Here I am, back again. Back again. It's down to my ankles, really, Chris. Down to my ankles. But it is more of a dressing gown. Yeah, I've got my fireplace. You can't really see the fire. Yeah, it's glowing a bit, isn't it? It's a bit late to put any more coal on. Listen, the fire is lit every day in here, I tell you. Unless I'm out. If I don't go out, I tend to put my cuddly on. That's even thicker than this. It's like, with a hood on. That's what I wear when I go to the shed. Oh, dear. That's better. I needed that. Coca-Cola is a diuretic. It goes right through. Is that too not ladylike to talk about? No, there's no shadows there. He's having internet issues, isn't he, though? So maybe he can't get on tonight. You know. Since he moved, he's not quite got his setup quite right, has he? So we've got no Kaz either. Yeah. And Trevor's not been on for a bit, has he? I'm sure he's all right, Trev. I'm sure that chocolate orange is shrunk. Doesn't look half as big as it used to. Or maybe it's just my greedy eyes. Yeah. No, Kaz, no. Mind you, if she's been working, she might not be on. Or if she's working tomorrow, that's more like it, isn't it? She might not be on here. No, I haven't seen Trevor he came on before Christmas, didn't he, Trev? But I haven't seen him around and about, yeah. No, he hasn't done any videos in a bit, has he? Calling him Chris then. Trev hasn't done any videos for a while, has he? I don't know what he's up to these days, whether he's doing his... Oh, God, it's like concrete, this. I can't even open it. Excuse me while I bang. Oh, he still didn't open. Ah, got it to open. I don't know whether he's doing his 5D or whatever they call them, 3D, 4D, 5D, whatever they are. Or whether he's actually still doing his resin. I don't know. Oh, that is so nice. I don't know what he's up to these days. I'll have to send him a message. See if he's still in the land of the living. He should soon be going back on his boat again soon when the weather improves. He doesn't live on it, Indy. It's orange flavoured chocolate, yeah. Heavy chocolate orange. Oh, Easter eggs. I haven't looked at Easter eggs. I don't buy them anymore. I used to buy them for the kids, but they get too much now. My Arian was as bad. Arian didn't eat chocolate. Funny thing was, when he was a kid, he very rarely ate much chocolate at all. And he used to get Easter eggs off everybody, every cat and dog. And I used to finish up eating them because he never ate them. And that's probably why I went to 18.5 stone, isn't it? Yeah. It started off, as soon as you got the first one, I want to eat the egg, I want to eat the egg. And then that went with great gusto, and then never bothered with the rest. So I'd finish off breaking off pieces, eating his eggs. He never bothered. He wasn't one of those kids like, where's my Easter egg gone? Where's it gone? He never bothered. You know. And I used to say to him sometimes, I've eaten your egg, and he'd say, okay. Never bothered. I think it's because he never ate chocolate till he was 2. And people said to me, you don't give the baby chocolate. And I went, no. I said, if he doesn't eat it, he won't know what it is, and he won't want it. And he never really did, funnily enough. He doesn't now. He doesn't really go mad for chocolate now. But I just never gave it to him as a baby. I just had this thing, you know, that if you don't give a kiddie sweet things, that they won't have a sweet tooth. And by and large, it worked with him because he was about 2 or more before he ever had a piece of chocolate at all. So he, he used to have beautiful teeth. No fillings, no nothing. He had beautiful teeth. Can't say he has now. But when he was young, I think he was about 30 before he had his first filling. You know, every time I went to the dentist used to say, oh my goodness, perfect teeth. He know they were his baby teeth. Perfect little teeth he's got. I say, well, he doesn't eat sweets. He doesn't eat chocolates. Yeah. My friends all thought I was bonkers. You know, when it was Easter, I said, don't buy him an Easter egg. He doesn't eat it. Don't buy him one. Buy him something else. Buy him a colouring book. Buy him something else. Oh, parents today give babies junk. I see babies hardly weaned sitting in a pram with a sausage roll or a pie. I'm like, oh, that's not balanced feeding for a baby. A baby needs stuff, you know, to help it to grow. It needs a lot of calcium. It needs a lot of... I used to put a great deal of thought into what I fed my kid. You know, because they say is it up to the first 2 years decides how your child will be. You know, if you need to feed them all these good nutrients and stuff, you know, when they're young, because it sets their bones and that for when they're older. Yeah, they're always got a donut or something stuck in their hand, and they're barely weaned, you know, they're barely got teeth, and they're giving them a flipping bun or a sticky donut. And I'm like, oh God, what's wrong with a balanced diet? What's wrong? I used to cook for my son. Cook all his own dinners, you know, no salt, no nothing. Cook everything and then, you know, mush them all up. And I cooked for him every day when he was little. He used to have a little jar when we were at work, because when I was working, my dad used to feed him at lunchtime. And I didn't expect my dad to, you know, cook for him. If I thought about it, I would take him something in a little pot, you know, for my dad to warm up. But some of the times he used to have a little pot. But I always made sure I got the proper ones without all the junk in, you know. But when he was at home, you know, he used to eat what we ate, more or less, without salt, without pepper, and just pureed up, yeah, into, you know, like in a grinder thing. So he used to eat what we ate. You know, you would eat a bit of chicken, but it was not the skin and all that stuff, and no herbs, spices, and God knows what on it. It was just chicken, yeah. Take the skin off and just a bit of white chicken with some carrots and some potatoes all mushed up, and that's what I used to have, a bit of gravy. I think mums today are too lazy. Just convenience, isn't it? Can't be bothered. I used to give him bananas and apples and things all, cooked and smashed up, yeah. Yeah, I used to eat bananas mashed up. Apples and pears, all, stewed in a little bit of water and just stew the apple, stew the pear. You'd eat all that. Because he wasn't very good with lumps when he was little. He'd go, if you give him a lump, yeah. And he used to like carrots as well. I used to grate carrots and grate cheese. And he would eat it all with his hands and fingers. He made a right mess. But I used to give him that. And then when he got a bit bigger, I didn't grate the cheese. I used to do little cubes of cheese. He used to sit and nibble them. But today, they just give him all sorts of junk, don't they? When I see kids with a big bag of sweets, or candies as you call them in America, big bag. I don't mean a little. I'm talking a big bag that an adult would eat. Why do you give a little baby a big bag of sweets? Oh, the teeth. You know. Oh God, yeah. Well, our kids were a bit hyperactive, but we didn't know back in the day. We didn't know about these additives and stuff. We didn't know about tartrazine, orange juice and stuff. So, it's no wonder our kids were a little bit hyperactive because we didn't know anything about these things. You give your kids Ribena and stuff, you don't realise it's so full of sugar until it all comes out later in life. And you think, oh my goodness me. There's me thinking I was giving him healthy stuff and I was giving him a pile of sugar. And like the orange, they used to use tartrazine to flavour the orange. And that used to be an additive. And even Smarties used to have all these E numbers in the Smarties, didn't they? Because of the colouring. And you think you give babies a few Smarties, don't you? Thinking that they're only small and, I did try. I thought I was being healthy at the time. You realise in retrospect that you were feeding your kid a load of sugar that you shouldn't need to. Oh, they give the kids Coca-Cola and all sorts, don't the kids? It's a wonder they don't have it in a bottle. Mm-hmm. I must say my great-grandchildren are pretty healthy. They don't get a lot of sugar or chocolate or stuff. That's a treat. McDonald's is once in a while, as a big, big treat. They go to McDonald's, but they only want it for the toy mostly. They want the children's meal, don't they, for the toy? They're not really interested in what's in the dinner. But it's not a regular occurrence. They don't, get them every week or out like that. It's only as a treat, yeah. They get things like that. I mean, I'll say they're quite good kids. They eat loads of stuff, like people say, oh, my kid won't eat vegetables, my kid won't eat this. My great-grandchildren eat most things, actually. They've just got a few things they don't like. But they'll tackle most things, Maybe one of them, she go, don't like that, Grandma, I don't like that. But you put it on her plate and she'll eat it. Yeah. I think she just likes saying, I don't want it. But she is a little demon. She is the one with the sweet tooth. of all of the kids, all of them. She's the only one that's got the sweet tooth. She'd rather eat the pudding than she would eat her dinner. But we have to be firm with her, you know, you don't get your pudding until you've eaten your dinner, yeah? But she's the only one. The others will all eat anything. By and large. When I say eat anything, they won't eat anything too spicy. Oh, well, they'll tackle a curry. They'll all tackle a curry. Hi, Lydia. Yeah, right, that's enough chocolate. That's got to go away now, otherwise my diabetes and my sugar levels will rise alarmingly. So that has to go away now. I am very good with my sugar intake. I do try to watch it. I do try not to eat too much sugar. Although I can't cure myself of the chocolate habit. Even though I should because I'm diabetic. But sadly, I do like my chocolate a little bit too much. A little bit too much. We got no Jill tonight either. We've got no Kaz, no Shad, and no Jill. And we don't have any of the secret squirrels either. They've all deserted me. Oh, goodness, yes. The deer over here as well. They're expensive here, Lydia. Yeah. I mean, they keep saying about those online places, you know, where you can get things for cheaper when you've got your prescription. But I don't know. I don't know whether I trust them or not. I know people who've done them, yeah. I don't know whether I trust them or not. I'd rather go to the opticians and get them, you know, from there. I haven't got any prescription sunglasses at the minute, yeah. Oh, God, yeah, progressive ones. Although somebody had some progressive ones. Who was I watching? Yeah. I was watching somebody who got progressive lenses, and they got them online. Oh, who was I watching? Oh, I can't think who I was watching. It must have been somebody in America because they were talking about dollars. So let me think. Think. I know they said, do you like my new glasses? And they got them. Oh, I can't think who I was watching now. It may come to me later. Although, don't hold your breath because my brain is like a filter. Some things stay and some things just float away. Yeah. I actually wear motorbike sunglasses, the ones that wrap around, because I need them to shield me from the wind, Chris. Yeah. I must say I don't really need them for distance because I don't drive a car and I can see enough to drive my scooter. If I was driving a car, I would have to probably wear proper lenses. Yeah. I need glasses for reading. My eyesight's terrible with reading. That's one thing that it is, yeah. But I don't like wearing glasses for one reason is when they press on the back of my ears, they make me feel ill. They make me feel sick. When they press, there's a nerve at the back. And I was talking to the optician and I just said to him, I'm a weird, you know. I said, because when I wear glasses for any length of time and they start pressing on the back, I feel sick. And he went, no, there is a nerve at the back of your ear that with some people it's extremely sensitive. He said I needed the ones that went straight, you know, not the ones that went around my ears. But seeing as I don't wear my glasses, you know, when I go to the opticians, do you wear your glasses all the time? No. I put them on when I need them. Like never. They're here on my desk. My Kylie Minogues, yeah. but I don't wear them. They've got a very pale tint on them that's supposed to go, but they don't work on. They don't work if you're looking through a windscreen. Apparently, the modern windscreens, they don't work. These. Where's am I? My Kylie Minogues. Here I am. My Kylie's. Why they were that dear, I don't know. I think I paid for the case, you know, the glitter case. Actually, this is my second glitter case because Rosie ate the first one. I don't wear them though. Yeah, I don't wear them. I don't feel the need to wear them at all. If I've got a headache, maybe I would wear them. Every now and again I wear them. If I feel a bit, not migraine, I don't get a migraine, but sometimes I get a headache, yeah. I used to get migraine, so I know the difference, yeah. Burberry, oh, get you, Lydia. Woo! Lydia is posh. I've got Kylie Minogues, but only because they were on offer. Sound as though I'm being poshed onto a Kylie Minogue, but they were on offer. I think they were about half price or something daft. Probably the end of a range or something like that. I'm not proud. I did want, you know, like the big things like, what's she called, Iris Apfel. She has these glasses, don't she? Massive, massive glasses. Yeah, I could be an Iris Apfel, couldn't I? And wear these great big massive glasses like she wears. But I thought, no. Well, I got my readers free. Yeah. Angie. I don't watch Angie. Who's Angie with the donut glasses? Is she on YouTube or something? No, I watch Iris Apfel's got about, she must have about 200, 300 pairs of glasses. Because every time I look at her, she's got a different pair on. But of course, she's got the money, hasn't she? Because she's so famous. Yeah, this lady I was watching, she had turquoise ones on. I can't think who the heck he was. There was somebody in America. Who do I watch? Don't know. Can't remember. Hi Anna, how you doing? Oh my, well, you know, creaky old gate. That's me. Can't brag, but can't complain, you know. Getting old. That's apart from that, I suppose I'm okay. Angela's My Fairy Treasures. No, I don't know her. I don't know her, Chris. I don't watch a lot. You know me, I'm pretty boring, really. I just watch a few YouTubers. I don't watch many. I don't have the time to sit all day. Oh, Granny D's got a few, actually. I miss Granny D. She's always live when I'm not on. I do watch some of them when she just does little ones of the snow and things like that. I do watch Granny D doing them. You've been catching up on you. I can't catch up on my YouTube. I've got other things, you know. $900. Ugh. I hope you told him where to put his $900 glasses. I won't pay that kind of money for glasses when I don't wear the things. I mean, the ones I wear for reading are just boring old round-on rim ones. And my mate says to me, "Why did you pick them?" I said, "I only wear them when I'm reading. I don't wear them to go out in." I said, "So I don't care what I look like when I'm sat reading." You pay 10p for yours. I think I got mine free. Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't pay. I wouldn't pay for my readers, no. I just went for the cheapest pair I could find. Cheapest lens, cheapest frames. I get my lenses for free because I'm so old. But I have to pay for the frames, so I just picked the cheapest frames I could find, yeah. Oh dear, Ella. You need to get your new ones. You need them for your crafting. Oh, if you knew how little they pay for the glasses. Yeah, well, you need them for you. Are you still doing your resin or are you doing something else at the moment, Anna? Yeah, you need it to see where you're going. As I say, I'm fortunate I don't need them for walking about, you know. Although my son might argue about that. You're all over the place with your crafts. Oh dear. I know you were doing resin work, weren't you? Then you were doing, was it 3D printing? Was it you that was doing 3D printing, or am I mixing it up with somebody else? I tell you, I haven't seen for a while. Was it Blind Needle that was doing, Evie that was doing the 3D printing? She hasn't been on for a little while, has she? I haven't seen her on, she used to be on Instagram as well, showing what she was doing and what she was making. I haven't seen her for a bit. You often wonder if people are all right when you don't see them for a while, don't you? When you suddenly realise you haven't seen them for a month or two, yeah. Yeah, 3D printing. I thought it was you that was doing your 3D printing. I wouldn't know where to start with anything like that. I'm a bit computer numb. Yeah, it was Blind Needle that was doing doing 3D printing. Either she was or her husband was. I can't remember who. Yeah. Oh, you're crocheting. Yeah, get back to your crochet, Anna. That's right. Do a bit of crochet. How's the boys anyway? They're doing all right. Getting quite big now, won't they? I still think of them as being babies, but babies grow up, don't they? Oh, she's called Blind Kill now, is she? But I still haven't seen her, Chris, though. Yeah, she used to post on Instagram and I haven't seen her for a bit. I mean, even if they change the name, you still stay subscribed to them, don't you? I'm sure you do. I don't think you have to resubscribe. Oh my goodness me, your oldest is starting school. God, the baby will be. I still think of the baby as being less than one. Baby's going to be three. Oh, flipping heck. I'm feeling old now. I'm feeling old. The boy I used to babysit is 28 now, so I can't say anything, can I? And my son was 54 on Monday. I don't know how he comes he's 54 when I'm only 40. How can that happen? How can my son be 54? He's got your curly. Oh, do you know I'd kill for curls? Always the way in it. People who've got curls don't want them. People who haven't got curls. Yes, he was 54 on Monday and he had to go to work, yeah. Still. Yeah. I must have found him under a bush, half grown, because he can't possibly be 54. I want a recount. You wanted straight hair. I wanted curls. I used to spend a fortune, having my hair permed, trying to get a bit of curl in it. Mine's as straight as a die. It's actually curly when it's wet, but the curls don't stay. As soon as it dries, they drop out. If I towel dry my hair, it's all curls, but then it just as soon as I put a comb through it, it just goes straight. I tried putting mousse on it once and leaving it, but it just still dropped out. It hasn't got enough strength to stay curly. Yeah, everybody who's got curly hair would trade it all for straight, wouldn't they? But I'd like a bit of something. My hair's so fine, you see, it's just dead straight and fine. "26 only in summers." No, I'm only 40, really, yeah. So I don't know how come I've got a 54-year-old son. My ex-husband's ancient, of course. He's old enough to have a 54-year-old son. One of the girls who goes to Monday Knit Club, she's had chemo and she lost all her hair. And she used to have straight hair, and it's all curly now. It's all curly. She can't understand why it's all wavy and curly. Yeah, when she used to have really absolutely polka straight hair before. When I had alopecia, when I was going through stress with my ex-husband years back, I lost a great, massive, big piece at the back of my head. I used to have to be very skillful how I combed my hair around it. And my mum used to say, "Never mind, it'll come back curly." Well, it didn't. It didn't. It came back straight, yeah. Yeah, I used to have to wear a hairpiece and that to cover it over. You know, so people wouldn't know I had a bald patch. I thought it was going to go worse. It was massive. Big like that. Big piece like that on the back of my head. I thought it'll never grow back. I thought I'm going to be bald forever. Oh, mine's thinned. Mine's like, what not? Got no hair at all. I blame it on bleaching it though, you know. It's not supposed to have bleach in this blonde colour I use, but it does. I mean, it has to, because otherwise you know, your dark grey hair wouldn't go blonde, would it? I mean, it's very dark, sort of dark grey. Not a nice shade of grey. Mine's a horrible shade of grey. If it was silver grey, like the sides are silver. If it was that colour all over, I would leave it. I wouldn't bother to bleach it, but it isn't. It's that horrible, horrible dark grey that's very aging. And I refuse to grow old gracefully. I am dragging myself and screaming into my old age. I can't blame COVID for mine. I've had COVID, yeah. But I can't really blame it. I think my hair was thinner before COVID as well. Maybe it's gone thinner with COVID, I don't know. But mine's old age, let's face it. You know, you can't go. My mum used to always say to me, "Never mind, when you get grey hair, it'll be thicker and coarser and wirier." Mine isn't. Mine's still thin. Thin and weedy. And I've tried putting mousse on it. I've tried doing all sorts on it, but it doesn't work, yeah. I do hair thickening stuff. I buy special shampoos, special hair thickening lotions. None of it works. I don't think I'm having a transplant or wearing a wig. My family have gone to the pub, I think, tonight for a drink. I think. I don't think they've gone to the pictures. I think they've gone to the pub. So I don't know what time they'll be back. The dogs are not bothered anyway. And I haven't let them out for a wee, so I hope everything's okay. Well, I can take the little one who wheezes. She's here, so I can keep my eye on her. She's the unpredictable one. But she's fast asleep at the minute. And Rosie, no doubt. Rosie is great. Rosie will will tell me. She will come and tell me. Oh, you must live in Fleetwood, then, Rick. If it was raining hard and windy. It lashes on the windows here when it's, when it rains. Absolutely lashes the windows. You think they're going to come through. And we get a lot of what they call sea foam. You don't really need buttonholes with a campfire cardigan. You just use the gaps in the the trebles. Yeah, I've never put buttons on my campfire. I finished my campfire off. If you look at my other video, I finished it off. I didn't make it big and oversized like the others I've made before. This one's just a fitted one. It's not got buttons, but if I was to put buttons on, I'd just use the holes in between the trebles. Tra-la-la-la-la-la. That's the banana splits, if you're wondering. I don't know whether you get it in America, but we used to get it over here. My son used to be addicted to the banana split when he was little. And then there used to be another one. 49ers, what are they? Oh, you're into football? No, baseball, football. There's loads of YouTube videos. I know if you have a good look. It's just a matter of understanding how you actually fold it, yeah? Looking how to fold it over to get it to look like a cardigan. But it's so easy to do once you understand, yeah? Just look at a few YouTube videos and it shows you. Well, I've just finished one off. It wasn't particularly for me. I don't think I'll wear it, so I'll have to see if it'll sell. Ha. Tracy from Crochet Rock, she passed me on another site to look into where I might be able to sell things. Not that far from the girl who's missing, actually. Probably about 20 miles, yeah. There's still no news about her. I don't know. Her family is saying she can't possibly have fallen in the water. They've been looking everywhere for her, and we don't know. I presume her husband's got a very good alibi because they're not interviewing anybody. If he was at work and he's got people to verify where he was, then. I know they always say it's somebody close to them, don't they? But, it's not always the case, is it? Yeah, the lady walking her dog, yeah. It's just disappeared, yeah. People are saying, it might be her husband, but I presume they've double-checked his alibi, I presume, so that'd be the first person they would look at. See where he was. If he was at work and got workmates to verify where he was, then that's him ruled out, isn't it? I don't think they're going to find her alive now. It's gone too long now, hasn't it? I sadly think they'll find her body somewhere. I mean, if it's a fast-flowing river and they keep searching it, she might not be there now. She might be miles downstream, yeah. No, they don't. Well, they don't have cameras where she actually went missing from. There wasn't any cameras just there. I think there was cameras, going into the park or whatever, that they saw the dog walkers going in. But they've ruled out the other dog walkers because they didn't see anything. One was an old chap with a dog, and the other one was a woman with a dog, and neither of them seen a thing. Yeah, I think the old guy said he thought he'd seen her when she was just going in there. But who knows? Well, they'll find her eventually, won't they? But I don't think she'll be alive now. I don't think anybody's taken her. I think she's unfortunately somewhere. As I say, if it's a fast-flowing river, she could be way downstream. I mean, they find people in the canals round here months after they disappeared. And people have supposedly searched the canals, and then they suddenly turn up miles downstream, don't they? So sadly, I don't think she'll be alive. But we shall see. As I say, people are saying, oh, her husband. Hello, the word be true. Oh, hello there. Oh, you Trish, right. Hello, Trish, then. It was a bit of a mouthful saying the word be true. I'm trying to do a bit of knitting, if you're wondering, Trish. I don't often knit. I don't always. I usually crochet, but I decided I wanted to make this chunky sweater for myself. So I keep thinking if I can do like 8 rows at a time, then it'll grow eventually. I've done the back, so it has grown eventually. But I'm not one for knitting much, yeah. Yes, Chris is here. We've got 2 Chris's, actually. We've got a male Chris and a female Chris. You're very popular, Chris, with your little entourage. All these ladies after you. I have one of those Addy machines, and it sort of makes me not annoyed, but no Kaz, no Shad either, no. When I see these sweet little young things that have a figure like that, making themselves a sweater on the Addy. Well, I would need about 3 panels at least to get around me. And they're going, oh yes, I've made myself a sweater on the Addy. And I'm like, really? And how did you fit into that tube? That tube only makes a hat round here. If that. I've decided that the Addies are meant for American yarn because double knitting here is too thin for it, and yet the Aran, it's very stiff. Yeah. So I've decided the Addy machine is really meant for America. They need to make one that's meant for double knit. So loads of people in England have bought the Addy machines and they never hardly use them. I don't use mine. I make hats sometimes with them, but they're small. They don't turn out big enough, really. We have double knitting and we have Aran, whereas you have 3, which is a bit like our double knit. But then you have a 4. Well, a 4 is in between our double knit and our Aran. If you're in the UK, they don't really like. You can knit hats with the double knitting, but they don't really come out big enough to me. They're a bit small. Whereas Americans knit these hats and they fit everybody, don't they? But they're using 4-weight, 4-weight yarn. I did have a bit of 4-weight yarn, that people had sent me. And I used that, and they were great. The hats were great. Right size, right everything. But, yeah, that's why I don't use it much. I won't get it out because I need to use up some oddments of double knit and stuff. It will use some of the cheaper Arons, it will knit, if they're thin. But if it's an Aran that's got wool in it, it won't. No, they're too thick, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't get rid of my Addy because I do use it now and again. I've got both of them. I've got the little one and the big one. I bought mine after watching Sheepishly Sharing. Oh, you love the company? Ah, you see, they're a good crowd in here, you know. You can't beat it, Trish. The other one, it's got more needles, hasn't it? It's I think it's got two or else four more needles, hasn't it? The Centro, rather than the Addy. The Addy's got, is it 46? The Centro's got a few more, two more, is it? Yeah. But these women, these skinny women who make pullovers. Oh yes, I've made a panel and made it, and I'm like, hate you. I'd have to have at least two panels. Mine. The pom-pom makers, yeah, they're not too bad. Not too bad. There's a lot of winding involved. Wine. But they do give you quite good instructions, and there's quite a few YouTubes how to use your pom-pom makers. I've got a couple somewhere, but they're in the shed. They're in a box in the shed. Ah, Shad, you see, we've all been missing you. Where have you been? That's my necklace. It's all like long pieces of plastic. You can see them. And they all go together. A pom-pom dress. Wouldn't it be rather see-through, Chris? Yeah, you've been missed, Shad. Everybody's been saying, where's Shad? Where's Shad? The king size Addy's got 48. That's it. Well, I've got a big Addy, but I'm sure the Central's got more needles, two more needles. Yeah. I know that they seem to make bigger things on that Central than they do on the... I think Trev bought one. I think Trev... Oh, you like my top? It's a dressing gown thing. It was meant to be like a long jacket that you wore over trousers and that. But when it arrived, it's more like a dressing gown. So I'm wearing it as a house dressing gown. Yeah, I think Trev bought a Centro, didn't he? Because he was making hats for the homeless. When he came on, I think we were talking about that the other time, yeah. I made them by crocheting them. I haven't made them on the knitting machine. There's a lady who goes to one of the craft fairs here. She's made a load of twisted headbands on her little Addy. You know, the small Addy, not the big one. Hi, Jean. Oh, little feet coming. Hello, Rosie. Hello, my sweetheart. Hello, how are you? How are you, darling? Are you okay? You okay? You're my girl, aren't you? You're a good girl. You're a good girl, Rosie. Oh, she's gone again. It tickles me with the crappy fish. I've never heard of them. Never heard of crappy fish. It makes me laugh. I don't believe a fish is called a crappie. Rosie's wandering around. I don't know what she wants. Those little roundy ones, they're quite expensive though, Shad, honestly, for what they are. I just bought one because I'd watched that. Oh, darling, hang on a minute, she wants to wee. Do you want a wee? Hey, you need a wee? Excuse me, I'm on toilet patrol here with this one. That's the one thing about Rosie, is she will tell me when she wants to go out, won't you, darling? Do you need a wee? Well, come on then, if you need a wee. Do you need a wee, little one? Come on, you come as well. Come on. Come on, Trixie, you come, Trixie Bell. Come on, let's do wee. Come on, let's go wee. Come on, darlings. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. No, we don't go out the front door, do we? We don't go out the front door, you dumbos. Come on. We go out the back way. No, Trixie. This way. This way, come on. Come on, Trixie. Come on, Trixie. Let's go. Let's go. They're both outside now. There you are, Shad, look, see? Bit big. I always buy things too big for myself. I must remember to go and get them back. Oh. Hey. The little one nearly broke my neck over her. She stopped dead in the middle. Nearly broke my neck. Well, if I was fishing, all of mine would get away because I've never caught anything yet. I did have a go one time when I was young. I haven't got the patience. I've not got the patience to sit there fishing. If I didn't catch anything in the first 5 minutes, I'd get bored. Yeah, I've put the dogs out in the back garden. I need to remember to go and get them back again. They can't get out. It's not that they can run around or anything. They can't get up to any mischief, but I tend to forget them when I put them out. My daughter-in-law stands in the garden with them, but it's too cold for that. You know, to make sure they've had a wee and they're not just mucking about, yeah. But I don't. If they don't have a wee, they don't have a wee. They just go out. And then I bring them in again. Hey. It's all right, they've got a security light out there. So they know where they're going. They won't get lost. They're a bit naughty, though. They tend to go around the back of the shed somewhere. But hey-ho, that's not my problem, is it? I wonder if I'll wake up tomorrow. Wonder if I will. If it's cold, I probably won't. Because I don't like getting up when it's cold. I could always wear me cuddly, couldn't I? Oh, gosh. I got rid of my knitting machines when I moved here. I couldn't sell them for toffee. Nobody wanted them. They were just really, really cheap. No, yes, we've had rain. Don't get excited. We've had some rain. It didn't rain hard today, though, but it did rain, yeah. No, when I sold my knitting machines, I couldn't, nobody wanted them. You need to look for a second-hand one, but make sure you can see it working before you buy it. Don't just buy one off YouTube. Not YouTube, eBay. Make sure you can see it working. Otherwise, they'll sell you something that doesn't work. But new ones, they're so dear. They're so expensive. I'm sorry I didn't keep my very, very basic one, but there's no room. You know, the one that you just does basic knit purl and nothing else. I'm sorry I didn't keep that one. Because I bought it for about 300 and sold it for about 50 quid, yeah. I'll finish this row, then I'll go and see where the animals are. The animals went in 2 by 2, hurrah, hurrah. I knit fast because I knit with one needle under my arm. I cannot knit free at all, for the life of me, and I cannot knit on a circular needle. I call them worms. I cannot knit on worms. I watch people knit on the circulars and they knit so slowly. You know, and I'm like, how do they ever make anything? Has Eason come on? Oh, hi, Eason. Did he come on before? I missed you. Do I like crochet necklaces? Not by and large. No, no. Oh, yeah, about Sheila, yeah. When she was telling him her number was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't blame her. They try it on me. Or they used to try it on me. Not so much so now I don't have a landline. They used to do it on me nearly, every day of the week. There's something wrong with your computer. I said, oh, really? My son used to change occupations. Whoever used to ring me up. If it was somebody telling me there was something wrong with my roof, my son was a roofer. If it was somebody telling me there was something wrong with my computer, my son was a PC engineer. You know, whatever they used to tell me, my son was always it, yeah. And when they used to tell me there was something wrong with me telephone, I used to say, oh, yeah, my son's a telephone engineer. What's wrong? I'll get him to look at it when he comes in. Yeah. I'll ring him up at work, tell me what's wrong with it. They don't stay long, yeah. Or my favourite one was, you through to the fraud squad. They don't like that one either. Carry on, you through to the fraud squad. You're being recorded. Hello, whoop, boom, gone. So if ever they try that, just tell them you're part of the fraud squad. Right, I'm going to go and see if my doggies want to come in. I don't like leaving them out too long because they get into trouble. Oh dear, not that kind of trouble, but they get into trouble. They start eating the plants and digging things up, and then I get in bother because I've not been looking after them. All right, just let me see where they are. Oh. back soon. They'll be back soon. Don't worry about it. They'll soon be back. They were there waiting at the door. Weren't you, darling? Don't know why I'm calling her darling, but never mind. You were there, weren't you, waiting for Grandma? Oh, oh, oh dear. Oh, I'm out of puff now. The girls in. Let the girls in. There's nothing to eat. Oh, she's found something. What are you eating now? Have you got a bit of paper or what? Oh, the little one will eat anything she finds on the floor. If it's a piece of wood, a piece of coal. I don't even know what the Dorsman theme is. So you're on your own with that. I can't join in with you, Rick. Yeah, I knit with my needles under my arm like Ephraim does, yeah. Scooter news. Keep your fingers crossed for me. Keep your fingers crossed for me. Because it should be coming on Wednesday. That's what I got told. I resemble Doraemon. I don't even know what that is. Doraemon. Doraemon. I don't know what it is. No doubt with you, Rick. It's one of your little cartoon characters. Yeah, my scooter, all being well, should be here on Wednesday. But I've heard that so many times that, you know, I'll believe it when I see it. But keep your fingers crossed, everybody. Say a little prayer for me. I shall put a video up. When it arrives, I shall be so thrilled to see it. When that van arrives on Wednesday, if it does. As I say, oh, you little faith. I have to be. My friend says to me, you're so optimistic. I said, I have to be. Living round here, I have to be optimistic that the sun will shine tomorrow, yeah. And that nice scooter will arrive tomorrow, yeah. I don't even know what Doraemon is. It's obviously something you lot watched I've never heard of. I've got one dog on the chair, the other dog's disappeared again. She's probably on my bed. They'll soon move when my son and daughter-in-law come in. As soon as that door opens, they'll go mad, yeah. Yeah, you got to keep your fingers crossed. Everybody keep your fingers crossed until I get my new scooter on Wednesday. I mean, the other one's gone back. Apparently, this woman who's got my other one thinks it's wonderful. She doesn't live where it's windy and she must be deaf. That's all I can say. Because it squeaks like that. Nobody's business. When I was going down the seafront with my friend, I couldn't hold a conversation with her because the squeaking was too loud. I couldn't hear a word she was saying. I did do a video of the squeaking, and he went, oh, it does squeak a lot, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I've got to be positive. Yes, I have to be. You saw my yarn haul? Yeah. I'm not buying any yarn, I said. I'm not buying any more, I said. Look what I got from Wool Warehouse. Oh, dear. I'm making a Frida Kahlo poncho. I think I told you what I'm making. I'll see if I can find my photo. I can't show you my printed pattern because my ink is only printed in blue and green. Posh Signet wool. It's only £2 a ball. It's not exactly posh, is it? Right, let's have a look. That is what I'm allegedly making, if you can see it. It's a free pattern from lovecrafts.com, and it's by Katie Jones, and it's called the Frida Kahlo Poncho. So that's what I'm actually making. My colours are not quite the same because the colours that she'd used on the pattern, they don't seem to have them anymore. Yeah. I mean, this is what it looks like when I print it out, because my printer's only printing green and blue. But you can get the general idea of what it's going to look at. It's going to have reds and pinks, isn't it? Not greens. Still, you like it in the green and blue. It's a bit boring, isn't it? Just green and blue. A bit boring. Whether I will wear it or not is another matter. You know. Oh, she was a character, wasn't she? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I love... Well, you know I made that cardigan, don't you, with from Frida Kahlo, the jacket, but I sold them. So I need to make myself another one. Yeah. There's also a bag, actually. So if you go on lovecrafts.com, I think it is, they've got all the free patterns that are Frida Kahlo style, but designed by Katie Jones. There's a bag, a poncho, a cardigan, which I've made. If you follow me, you've seen the cardigan I've made. And a short sleeve cardigan, short sleeve sweater, sorry. So I'm going to make the jacket again. Yeah. I didn't keep... yeah, the book I bought. I don't know whether there's much I'm going to make out of it, but I quite like her ideas and her... I do like Katie Jones, you know, she's very, very vibrant and very, you know, she makes a lot of things in granny squares. She's a bit like, what's she called, that Attic 24, but she always does pale colours, Attic 24, whereas Katie Jones always does the vibrant colours, which is more me. You know me and pastels. Yawn, yawn. Pastels are not, yeah. No, I don't like pastel colours, I'm afraid. I'm not a pastel person, as you probably gathered by the way I dress. Yeah, I do a lot of things. I never do anything as a pattern, you know me, Jean. I've always got to change things. I mean, that one I've just finished now, the campfire cardigan, I haven't made it to the pattern because I've altered the neckline on it. You know, I don't like the way they just go straight up. I don't like that. I have to put a neckline on it. I hardly ever do. I think this is probably the only one I'm actually doing to the pattern, but it's knitted and it's a vintage one. And I'm okay with vintage patterns because I quite like the way they word them. You know, I don't like too much information. Yeah. I don't like it when they tell you every stitch count for every row you've ever done. I'm sure you'll probably find it if you look on Etsy. Hey, Fred. Hello there. How you doing? I'm doing my knitting. I love what I call the jewel colours, you know. Purples, reds, jades, emeralds. I don't like pastels at all. And I really hate with a passion beige and grey. Unless it's with another colour. I really hate beige and grey. Beige and grey are not in my wardrobe at all, although having said that, you know, I have got a grey dress, but I have to jazz it up. Yeah. If I don't wear a vibrant colour, I feel drained. I don't feel like me. I feel like I have to hide in a corner. You know, I just feel my personality's switched off. Yeah. I just don't feel like myself if I'm wearing a pale colour. I mean, I have got a pale pink sweater. And people say, oh, you really suit pale pink. And I'm like, do I? Do I really? I have to wear it with something else. I can't just wear the pale pink on its own. I had a cream dress one time. You know, these dresses I wear all the time. I had one in cream, but yeah, I got rid of it. Wasn't me. It just wasn't me. I'm on my, nearly on my 7th and my 8th. That means I've done 16 rows. Doesn't sound a lot, but it's a lot for me when knitting. I'm not very good with big needles either, you know, with having the hand troubles. You might think that the bigger the needle, the quicker I would knit, but it doesn't work out that way with me. I'm much better on like a 4mm or a 4.5. I can knit quicker on those than I can on these big needles. But this is the pattern, and this is the chunky wool, which I don't really like knitting. I'm more of a double knit or an Aran person rather than a chunky. I mean, I watched that girl, what's she called, Pink Sheep, I think she is. She does crochet on Instagram, and she crochets in the thickest wool possible. And I'm thinking, I can't do that. Couldn't. I mean, she looks good because she's only dead skinny. So when she wears these super chunky cardigans, she looks okay, you know. But I, you know, I'd look like Oompa Loompa. Oh, a historical tarot, yeah. My friend once started to try to learn to do the tarot, but I've never really shown an interest in looking at doing anything like that. Yeah, fire signs. I don't know what I am. Am I a fire sign? I'm a Sagittarian, so I don't know whether that's a fire sign or not. I know I'm a rooster in the Chinese. A sun-up rooster, which is a bit daft at the moment because I don't get up till lunchtime, but normally I am a sun-up rooster, not a sundown. I can only wear black as a base. I do wear a lot of black, but only with a bright colour over the top. You know, I would wear, you know, underneath that Frida Kahlo cardigan, I would wear black, yeah. But I couldn't wear black and black, you know. Oh, I'm moving again. My friend wears a lot of black, but then she's a bit of a goth, so she wears black all the time. Yeah, you do live in black, yeah. I'm home alone at the moment. Yeah, they've gone to the pub. They said, did I mind looking after the doggles? So I'm looking after the doggles. They're not much trouble, though. I've just let them out for a wee. I wouldn't know what to do with a tarot deck. I'm bad enough. I can't play cards. People show me a card game and, you know, and they say, you've got the hang of it now. Yes, we've got the hang of it. So if you ask me 2 days later, can we play the same game? I've forgotten. I don't retain anything. So I know I'd be no good with tarot. Because you have to learn so many things, don't you? To read, how to read them all. I wouldn't know where to start. I know Ephraim does it, but I wouldn't know where to start. My friend tried learning it one time, but I don't think she got very far with it. Oh, I couldn't pay cribbage to save me life. They teach me these things, Ephraim, but then, you know, the only game I can play is solitaire. I can't even play drafts or chess or anything like that. I can play snakes and ladders. Oh, do you like bright colours, Jean? You know, if you're a fire sign, or are you a pastel lady? I don't think I'm a pastel lady at all. I can wear cream. I've got cream cardigans, but I usually wear them with a dress that's got patterns on them. Although I'm thinking of getting rid of a lot of the dresses I've got because they're pale. I bought them off Shine, is it Shine? Shein. And when they came, they were a lot paler than they looked on the pages. And I have worn them a couple of times, but they're too big, to be honest with you. I always think I'm bigger than what I am when I'm ordering things online, and they come and they're huge. I think I'm always so frightened of buying things and then they won't fit me that I always buy things too big. You know, so. Oh, I love solitaire. I like playing it on the computer. That was the only game we were allowed to play in downtime when I worked at the job centre. We were allowed to play solitaire in downtime when we were on our own time, in other words. We were, if it was break time, we were allowed to play solitaire, but that was the only thing we were allowed to do. We weren't allowed to, go on the internet. We weren't allowed to Google anything. It was like Big Brother's watching you type of thing. But we were allowed to play solitaire in our downtime. Yeah, it was the only thing we were allowed to do. You couldn't send anybody an email because everybody in the head office was to read anything. They were so paranoid about you giving. Oh, loads of people got mad at me. I did so many courses on handling difficult situations. It was funny. You love bold red turquoise. Yeah, it sounds a bit like me. I like what I call the jewel colours. They're made out of the jewels, like ruby red, royal blue, jade. All the colours that are in jewels. I love. Apart from the pale yellow. I don't like yellow. I can just about wear lemon, but yellow, no. When I used to go singing at Harmony and Health, our T-shirts and our fleeces were yellow, and talk about clash with me. I know I'm no beauty, but my God, they used to clash with my face. I used to feel really awful wearing yellow. I'm sure that's one reason why I don't go singing anymore, because I had to wear this yellow shirt. It's just not my colour. And I wouldn't mind, I did make a yellow blanket as well, but that's not too bad. I can tuck that around. Maybe I can use my blanket when it won't get wet through with my new scooter. I couldn't use my blanket before because if it got rained on, it would be awful, wouldn't it? A chunky blanket that's wet through. No. But maybe when I get my new scooter, I'll be able to drag my blanket out and tuck it round me. I'll be a real old biddy then, won't I? With my blanket tucked round my knees. Sockies. I've still got loads of beautiful sock yarns. My new one has roll down sides that cover that I can roll down. They're like the flexi plasticky stuff that you zip, but it's got a permanent top and front that's not like wobbly, if you know what I mean. I don't mind so much the sides. It's just I don't like the wind in my face and the rain lashing in my eyeballs. Yeah. No, I wouldn't wear. I wouldn't wear that on its own. Absolutely no way. No way would I wear that on its own. And another colour I cannot wear is pale green. I look as though I'm ill in pale green. I look like I'm sick. Yeah. I've got a girl, well, a lady who goes to knit club on a Wednesdays and she knits Aaron's and she knits them like for fun, she knit them for nearly everybody in the knit club. She knitted them an Aaron. And I mean, she makes it difficult for everybody else because she won't take any money for it, only for the money for the wool. So she makes it difficult for anybody else because we can't. People have said to me, will you crochet me a jacket? Will you crochet me this? And I don't like because I said, no, I'm a bit busy. Because they'd want them like she just charges for the wool, yeah. And I know that they'd want me to do that. And I thought, no. I'm not that magnanimous, you know. Hi, Denise. You know, I'm not being funny, but I don't want to make you one. Oh, yeah, I'm sure she would. Yeah, no, she doesn't for the church. She doesn't for the women at the church, even. She doesn't do it for anybody else. You can knit Aaron anyway, Ephraim. You knit Aaron. I don't. My tension's rubbish. I mean, you can see my tension's rubbish. I used to. My aunt used to make me my errands because she was such a lovely neat knitter, as my mum was. My mum was such a neat knitter. My knitting's all over the place. Yeah. My tension's, you know, since my hands have had the problem I can't grip, my tension's all over the place. I always use a smaller needle, but it's still not. I'm still not good with tension. I'm not neat. I don't think you should send them to you abroad. Yeah. No, she's been knitting them for the people, you know, at the church. I mean, I wouldn't let her do it for me for nothing. If she was doing them, I wouldn't let her. I'd have to pay her. I'm not that cheeky. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure you'll make something wearable, Anna. Kate Jackson. I'm no good at sewing, Jean. I can't feel a sewing needle to actually sew anything anymore. You know, even turning the hem up, I can't feel the little thin sewing needles. I can't feel them. So I'd be no good making a patchwork. I had a friend when I used to go to another knit club, and she used to make the most fantastic quilts. I mean, they used to take her forever to make them. And somebody said to her one time, "If I give you £100, will you make me one?" She went, "Costs more than that for the cotton. You know, the actual fabric. £100. I mean, used to take a month to make one. And this woman wanted to offer her £100 to make one for the double bed. She went, "No, I don't make them for other people." No, my fingers are going dead now. I'm fed up with this. This is taking me ages, Lydia. Because considering it's on huge needles and it's chunky, you know, you would think I'd be powering through it, but I'm not. You back again, Rick? You think I would power through it, but sadly, no. Hi, Bears. I'm going to put it down now because my fingers are starting to go numb. I wish I could knit for hours. I used to be able to, but I can't anymore now. I can't even sit and crochet for hours like I used to. If I was making something specific, I would get up in the morning and start crocheting and crochet all day, all day. Can't do that now. Even when I was knitting, I used to start doing a baby cardigan and knit it in a day, you know, but not anymore. I mean, Sheila gets me the way she rattles through all those baby cardigans she rattles through. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it at all. I might be able to crochet a baby cardigan, but not knit one. Oh, it's nearly midnight now. I'm sure the family will be home soon. I need to take my pills tonight. I forgot to take them yesterday. So I'm in my own bad books. Right, I'm not starting another 8 because it takes me ages to do an 8, and I like to do them in 8s because that's the pattern, is 8 rows. So I like to do them. So I've done 16. done 16 rows tonight, so. Oh, I know, they're out late. I hope they got a late pass. Otherwise, I might lock the door. Your mother always used to do that. If you're not back in by 10 o'clock, I'm going to lock that door. She never did. She used to tell me off. I've had to stop up late. I'm worse with chunky needles, Jean. I can't hold them. I can't grip them. I'm best with like 4mm, 4.5. You know, 5mm even. But these are just a bit big for me. These are 8mm or something. I usually stick my cable needle in my jumper, but I'm not wearing a jumper. So I have to stick it on the table. I have to put everything away because my lovely Rosie loves wool. And unfortunately, she runs all around the garden with it. Well, you've got long... I couldn't put it in my hair. It'd fall out. My hair's too thin. I need your hairdressing skills, Aoife. I need you to zhuzh up my hair. Knowing you'd dye it purple, wouldn't you? You'd dye me purple or something like that. I can't get my pen to go in again. It clicks in and it's supposed to click out again. But it's not doing it. Won't go in. Yeah, I have to fasten everything up. I have to fasten all my other wool up. Otherwise she'll have me. She loves colours. She loves bright colours. She'll have this all around the garden. I need to do tomorrow. I need to write on the labels A, B, C, D and all that jazz. So that when I do start it, I'll know. When it says reach for A, I'll know what colour A is or B or C. So I've had to change the colours because the wool they recommended, they don't do it anymore. So this is the Signet one. Yeah. I mean, when I made the Frida Kahlo cardigan, I did do it in the right colours because they did do the wool now. But now they've seem to be discontinuing it, to be quite truthful. See, I did make the back. Not looking too bad. A bit wobbly. I'm just a wobbly knitter. But I've got that. Oh, my fingers. I've got dead fingers. I'm fed up with having dead fingers. Oh, dear. Yeah. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with my needle. I got a needle case. A Knit Pro. You can see it shining. A Knit Pro needle case. It looks like brocade. I mean, a woman, you know, on the reviews, somebody said, oh, they didn't like the needle case and it smelled awful and all that. And I'm like, it doesn't. You know, I thought, some people write reviews, they're so stupid, aren't they? They thought it was going to be fabric and it wasn't. I thought, well, mine's fabric. Mine's like a brocade, black brocade. And I've got the needles inside. I've not bought the big ones. Yeah, I've got neuropathy. I've got Raynaud's. I've got whatever in my fingers. Yeah, yeah. I've got from 325 up to 650. The 5mm are in. I'm doing the rib on that sweater I'm knitting. Yeah. Well, I decided that I would protect them. You know, if you're paying a lot for your knitting needles, you don't want to be stuffing them into a bag and getting the points all, you know, bruised up, damaged. I haven't had any new needles since I had the shop. So the needles I'm knitting on, Ephraim, the ones I was just using are Arrow. Arrow. Yeah. I don't understand why some people were saying, and they said it smelled disgusting. And I'm like, it doesn't smell disgusting at all. It just smells like fabric, you know. Rub it in. I haven't got many. Most of mine Aero needles now have either snapped or bent, or the points have gone on them. You know, I don't have many of the Aero left now. It's the same with the crochet hooks. I've got very few. I used to have every single size of the Aero crochet hooks, but I haven't got them anymore. Not that I use them at the moment because I'm using Susan Bates with the wooden handles. Yeah. Oh, we don't have mill ends here. You know, a lady did send me I mean, I paid for it. A lady did send me a mill end bag that she'd got for me. It's still in the shed actually, but it's lovely. I mean, I paid her for it. Don't get me wrong. I didn't. She didn't give it me for nothing. But she'd said she'd seen it and she thought it was just me, which it was. And it was only so much. So I PayPal'd her, you know, for the money and the postage. And she sent it to me, but I haven't used it yet. But we don't have any thing like mill ends, you know, over here. We don't have anything like that. And like you have these big yarn tents, don't you, and stuff where people go and massive. I've seen them on YouTube and that massive, massive tents, you know, full of wool and all sorts. Well, yarn. We don't have anything like that in the UK. We have little teeny weeny wool shops that are probably tinier than you could ever imagine. And the only thing we've got big ones is Hobby Lobby. I think that if you watch Crochet Rocks, she's been into, is it Hobby Lobby or something? No, Hobbycraft. Hobbycraft, I think it's called. You've got the Hobby Lobby, haven't you? We've got Hobbycraft. But the wool there was quite expensive, you know. I didn't think there was any bargains there. I mean, it tickles me when I watch people going into Joann's and whatever, seeing your yarn there like for some $4, $5, and I'm like, what? Big balls like that. And people are going, oh, it's $5 this, and I'm like, yeah, you know, it's $5 for one little titchy little thing over here, you know, would bite your hand off, you know, for like a 200 gram ball or something for, you know, $5. Yeah, the tent sales, yeah, yeah. Wool warehouse, yeah. We're yeah, big balls to you as well. Yeah, but I watch Rosita, you know, in the Philippines, and she buys this what she calls milk cotton, but they seem to only have 25 gram balls in the Philippines. They don't even seem to have 50 gram balls. You know, she was fascinated because just trying to think what she's called. One lady had sent her some 100 gram balls, you know, from America, 100 yards. I mean, I'd sent her some wool from England one time, but it was like astronomical, the postage to send it. And then what was worse was the poor girl had to pay some kind of import duty, you know, to get it from the post office, which she couldn't afford. So I finished up not only sending her the wool, paying astronomical postage, and then I sent her the money because I felt bad because she had to go and pay to collect it from the post office. So I thought, no, I'm sorry, I can't do it anymore. Um, oh yeah, you get loads of coupons, don't you? I've got to go because the coupon runs out, you know. I watch another woman, she's called, oh God, what's she called now? Erin B. Erin B. She's always getting these coupons and she's going, I've got to go and I'll get a free whatever. I can make a hat for free then, you know, and I'm like, mm. I'm trying not to, although didn't have anything in my stash that would have made that poncho. So that's my excuse for ordering more, is because I had nothing like that. Yeah. I'm actually trying to sell my cotton cakes. I'm trying to sell them on eBay, but nobody's interested. I'm only trying to sell them for what I paid for them, but no. I'll be finishing up reducing them, I know I will. But hey ho. I didn't think £4 was bad for like 800 metres. Yeah, 200 grams, 800 metres. Yeah. Yeah, I've got to put postage on top, but I would have combined postage if people want more than one. But I mean, I put the ones that are 5 all the same. I put them on as a 5. I've got a 5, a 4, a 3. I think I've got a 2, but the rest are all odd ones, just ones on their own. I bought them to. It'll make a shawl. One of them will make a shawl if you use a big hook. I did those virus shawls, on a big hook, and made one ball made a virus shawl. Perhaps I should have put a photograph of a virus shawl I've made with one ball. So this is what you can make. But then I get some twit who'd use a 350 hook and say it's only made something that big. No. So, I don't make blankets, Anna. Blankets, I just don't have the willpower. I lose the will to live with a blanket. I really do. If you see my video, you'll see I've got a granny square like blanket behind me on the chair. And I had 160 squares and I lost the will to live. Yeah. I mean, I've made 100 and put them in a cardigan before today. That's quite all right. But don't ask me why I can't do a blanket. I'm like, ugh. And I made a corner to corner, only a small blanket for a child. Oh, I lost the will to live with that as well. Well, I see people have made like gazillions of this corner. Oh, it's my favourite corner to corner blanket. It's my favourite go-to blanket. And I'm like, ugh. No, hate the thing. There's something about going backwards and forwards on something that's massive that really just... Oh, Irish crochet. Have you seen the old-fashioned Irish crochet that they used to make? With that very fine cotton. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that'd be me, Anna. That'd be me. I'm no good with blankets at all. No good. I made a knee blanket in yellow when I was going to that Harmony Health. My brain doesn't work round where you do little motifs that look like teardrops and stuff. And then you pin them and then you have to crochet in between them. It's like that freeform crochet. I can't do that either. My brain doesn't work. Sue is brilliant. Sue can do things like that. Sue can do a shape and then crochet in between it all. I can't. My brain doesn't do that. My brain doesn't work that way. If I had all these little pieces and then I had to do mesh or something in between them, I just... It is a skill. It is really. I want to go back down to the Victoria and Albert Museum in London, if ever I can get down there, and see all the beautiful old-fashioned garments, crocheting, knitting, sewing, anything that they do. I only want to go to the textile section. Yeah. That's where I want to go. Yeah. I watched a video with Katie Jones the other day. It's an old video, not a new one, on YouTube, where she went to the V&A. And in fact, that's where she got the idea of making this collar from, because she'd seen something in the V&A and she'd sort of copied it, but in much thicker yarn, much thicker wool yarn, whatever you want to call it. And she'd found the collar in the V&A, and that's her version of it, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Jamming with yarn. Yeah. I think that's the lady who sent some stuff. I love those. I would make them wear those. They're my kind of thing. Might have to put longer fingers in them, but that's what I would wear. I like the fact that they're odd as well. that she hasn't made two that look alike. Yeah, I love that. And there's a jacket in here that I love as well. I've actually got a jacket like it, similar, but I made the Granny Takes a Trip jacket, if you remember. Now that, I'm sorry, but a big girl like that, wearing that, I don't get it. It's too much. Sorry, darling, but you look a bit big in it. That, I would wear that. Mine's shorter, mine ends about there. Mine's a Granny Take a Trip. I would wear that. I would make that and I would wear that. Yeah, that I do like. But I'm sorry, that lady who's a big girl wearing that white thing. Yeah, she's called Jamming with Yarn. Jamin. Jamming with Yarn. No, it's only got one M in it, and it's not got a G on the end. I think she's called Shirley. Shirley, I think she's called Jamming with Yarn. Oh, thank you for liking on me. It's outdated, but granny squares are coming back, dear. Hate to tell you, they might look outdated. But I think she's too big to wear anything in white, you know. I know you can wear what you want. You shouldn't let it put you off if you're big. But that doesn't do her any favours, does it? Let's face it. It's, yeah. I don't care if granny squares are outdated, Rick. If I like granny squares, I'll wear them. But they have to be bright colours. Oh, yeah, the crochet song. I've heard that one, yeah. It costs so much because it takes me hours, yeah. I've heard that one. Vibing with Yarn. You haven't heard it? Oh, yeah. You should try and find it. It's a bit rude because it swears. But it's about basically when people ask you why something costs so much when you've made it, yeah? And it's sort of like, it costs that much because it takes me, I'll say flipping hours, but they don't say flipping. And that's why it costs so much. You need to look it up, yeah. Oh, the lady who sings it is a friend of yours, is she? It's true though, isn't it? People don't realise why it costs so much, yeah. It does take hours and hours. I mean, when I think about all the hours I spent doing those granny squares for that throw, I lost the will to live. I really lost the will to live in the middle of it, you know. But I'd promised my daughter-in-law would do it. Then when I made one, I was supposed to be making two. I've got all the wool in the shed. Pastel colours. So I've got all the rest of it in the shed. It'll have to be baby jackets or something. I can't cope with pastel colours. Can't cope. Is who the one who does cooking too? Jamming with Yarn? No, I don't think so. No, I don't think she does. Shirley was the one who was doing up a van, you know, like one of these camper van things. I don't know if she ever finished it or not. But I also like watching Joyce as well, which is, it is very true, Jean. It's very, very true. There's another lady I watch. She's called Joyce. I think she's called, oh gosh, Jay's Knit and Crochet or something. Knit and Pearl. Jay's Knit and Pearl, I think she's called. She's funny. She does a lot of tutorials in knitting and in crochet. Or just jamming with yarn. Have some cooking stuff. I don't know. I haven't watched her for a little while for some reason. I used to watch her when she was doing that camper van, and then she seemed to have stopped. I don't know whether she didn't do the camper van or she gave it up as a bad job. I don't know. Yeah, she was trying to do it herself, but it was a bit, how can I put it? She wasn't doing it very well. Sorry, Shirley. Yeah, Jay's Knit and Pearl Jam, she's called, that other lady, Joyce. Um, she does some nice tutorials if you do knitting and crochet. Um, I'm just trying to think who I do watch. I watch the Canadian crocheter. Yeah, watch her. I used to watch Bag a Day, but for some reason or another, her voice has just started to irritate me. I don't know why. Oh, you're leaving us, are you, Trish? Right, okay, bye now. Hope to see you soon. I don't know why her voice has suddenly started irritating me, but it just does. Sorry. If anybody watches her, I'm sorry. And another one whose voice irritates me, and I'm sure he's a very nice guy, is Fibre Spider. He just drives me up the pole. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you do, Anna. You need to make a video. You've not made one lately. Come on, get going, girl. A lot of people I used to watch have not been around. I don't know. I mean, Kendra. Do you remember Kendra? She used to do some lovely. She used to homeschool her kiddies, didn't she, and all that. She used to do some lovely crocheting. I used to enjoy watching her. Oh, there's a few that have the voices. I'm okay with Secret Yarnery until she starts laughing. And then she cackles, you know. Sorry. Yeah, Bag a Day. I don't know what there is about. She never used to irritate me. She never did. I used to watch her all the time. And then all of a sudden, her voice sort of grates on me at the moment. I don't know what there is about it. Sorry if you watch Bag a Day. My head's never in the right place, Anna. I think I've got somebody else's on most of the time. Yeah. I sort of went off making videos when we moved. I just didn't have the space, the time, the whatever. And even here, I'm not on my own often enough. I like to be on my own when I'm making a video, yeah. Yeah, it could be something to do with sound recording, because Zoe did. Gosh, I must have missed that one. I'm subscribed to Zoe. I'm surprised I missed that one. I used to love watching Zoe. She was very interesting, but she's doing a lot of this admin work now for something or other. She's doing a lot of admin work. Kelly's not made one forever and a day. Loads of people I used to watch. Yeah, they're laughing from that Secret Yarnery. She cackles, doesn't she? Oh, you watch all kinds of weird things, Rick. Japanese robots. No, if it doesn't knit or crochet, preferably crochet, I don't watch, yeah. They have to be very interesting if they're not knitting or crochet, yeah. I do watch Elise Bush, she called, the one who does all the vintage clothing. She doesn't knit or crochet, but I do watch her because I love the vintage clothing. But she only ever buys things for people that are really, really thin, yeah. Oh, Grace, I stopped watching Grace, and that's a shame because she was a very good friend of mine, Ephraim, but I just can't abide all that diamond painting. You know, I feel sad really because I used to speak to her all the time. When she went into all that diamond painting, it just put me off her. It's awful, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, Sheila, she's a lovely Geordie lass, honestly. I speak all the time, Rick. Do I say that about me? Yeah. Yeah, I don't like diamond painting. I'm sorry. I wouldn't thank anybody to give me one because I just wouldn't know what to do with it. I don't want it glittering on my wall, you know. just don't find them fascinating. A lady did send me a Christmas card. One of my friends sent me a Christmas card that was done with, but they weren't glittery. The little beady things, you know, like Father Christmas. No, I did. That was nice. That was nice. It was just a little Christmas card with Father Christmas on it. But yeah, I don't know why Rick has to keep stirring it up for poor Sheila. There's nothing wrong with Sheila. Oh dear. She's a Geordie. Geordies do talk fast. They just do, yeah. Yeah, that at the beginning of you will need this wool and a darning needle. Oh, and a stitch marker. And I'm like, get on with it. Yeah. Yeah, obviously you'll need a sewing up needle. Obviously you'll need a pair of scissors. You're a Geordie. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being a Geordie. Nothing wrong with Sheila being a Geordie. Oh dear. All right, sweetie pie. You're getting a bit bored now. Yeah, I know they're coming in a minute. They'll be back soon. She's been ever so good, our Rosie. Haven't you, darling? You've been a good girl. You've been a good girl, Rosie. Yeah. Oh no. They won't be long. They'll be back soon. You missing your mummy? She won't be long. She'll be back soon. Yeah, she will. Honestly. She'll be back soon. Rosie's looking at me like, are you balmy? You're a Cockney, eh? Yeah, Puerto Rican Cockney. Oh, come here, sweetheart. Come here. Come here. I know you're upset. I know you're waiting for Mummy to come back. Yeah, I know. You're being a good girl, aren't you? You're ever so such a good girl. Hmm? Yes, you are, aren't you, baby? She's my baby, Rosie. I've never heard you, Bear, so I don't know whether you sound awful or not. I probably sound terrible. I've got a really bad northern accent. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I've got past the stage of wanting to grow my channel, you know. Like these people, you know, come on, I want to grow my channel, subscribe to me and I'll subscribe to you. And I'm like, okay, fine. You heard Rosie talking to me, yeah. Oh, sweetie, what's the matter? She's got the saddest little face. What are you doing, darling? Eh? What's the matter? She's coming in a minute. She won't be long. She won't. You listen for her, she won't be long. Okay? She's got her ears and she's got this sad... What? What are you barking at? Because I'm taking no notice of her. She's barking at me now. Come here, darling. Come here. Come here. I know, sweetheart. Yes, I know. You're a good girl. Say hello to everybody. Say hello to everybody. Tell them all what a good girl you are. Where are you? Come here. Lift your head up. Lift your head up and show everybody what a good girl you are. Here she is. She's a good girl, isn't she? She says, no, I'm not interested. Go away. I've got a terrible northern accent. A really bad northern accent. But that's just me. I sound posh. Gah. I don't speak the Queen's English. Isn't she gorgeous? She's got a real scruffy face, hasn't she, Rosie? She's like, you know, the tramp out, the lady of the tramp. Where I come from is I've got a really strong accent. I've lost it, sadly. But I come from Oudham. I come from Oudham, yeah. Where's the been, lass? Where's the been? Has the been courting? I see they over there. Yeah, that's really where I came from, but I've actually, changed. Rosie, darling, I know. It's sad, isn't it? I know you get your mama. You're missing her, aren't you? I can't do anything about it, darling. You have to, I know. You have to wait for her. Yeah, I know. You're talking to me. Yeah, I know. Yeah, she's talking to me now, yeah. Hi, Jill. Oh, she don't need to go out again. No, she's just missing her mama. I don't think you can see her. Yeah, you can see her there. What? What are you talking to me for? Eh? What do you want? Hmm? What do you want? She doesn't want to go out again. She's just talking to me. I know. You're a good girl. Yeah, I know. Well, they won't be long. You're getting bored. You're getting bored now. Are you? Getting bored? Eh? She's done well, actually. She usually misses her mum long before now. Long, long before. Now, come here, sweetie. Yeah, you gorgeous, aren't you? Your mummy won't be long now. She'll be back soon. She'll be waiting for a taxi to come home, won't she? You listening out for her? Because you're a good girl, aren't you? You are. Yeah, she's done. She's done really well. I know, darling. I know. They'll be back soon. They'll be back soon. She's looking at me like, where are they? She was a puppy when we got her. Yeah, she was a puppy. Happy Saturday. Yeah, the other one's asleep on the chair. I don't think you can see her. I don't think you can see Pugface. Yeah, you can just see her top of her ears, can't you? There she is. She's on the chair. She got her ears up. She's waiting. She's on high alert. It's funny though, she knows kind of Rosie that they must be on their way home. She kind of has this sixth sense. I mean, she does this when they've been away in the camper van. Oh, the farter, she's here. She's there. The ears. There, yeah, you can see her ears on the chair. There she is. That's the farter. She knows when they're coming home. She hears the van long before they come. Oh, that was that was Bonnie. That was when I lived in Prestwich. I used to look after Bonnie. Yeah, she was crackers, absolutely. She was a chocolate spaniel, cocker spaniel. She was bonkers, absolutely bonkers. I believe she's calmed down a lot though now. I haven't seen her. Yeah. Are you going, Anna? Right. Okay. Bye now. Just seen Anna's going. Yeah. So have you enjoyed your date night, Jill? You missed Shad. Shad's been on. I don't know if he's still on or not, but you missed Shad. Yeah. The date night. Have you been out for a meal? Have you been out for a meal? Have you been out to the cinema? To the flicks? Where did you go on your date night? You're going out as well, are you, Rick? Well, it's only early for you, isn't it? It's 12:30 here, yeah. Past midnight. You got a nice crochet magazine in UK terms. Ooh. I've just bought a book. I think, well, if you look at my video yet, it's called Hip to Be Square, Katie Jones. Just bought that, yeah. Some pints are waiting for you. Ooh. Okie dokie. Well, enjoy your pints then. I've had my drink now and I've drunk it, so I can't have any more. Can't have any more or I'll be up all night because Coca-Cola's a diuretic with me. So it goes right through. Yeah, Stella Artois. Ooh. You're a lager boy. You had a Chinese, you had your nails done, and you went to Walmart. Oh, I don't think I want to go to Walmart. Not unless you were in the shopping aisle. You weren't in the food aisle, were you? You were in the shopping aisle. We had Chinese for tea, but it was home done. Home done. My stomach's rolling like anything. Making a right noise. Might have a piece of toast. Yeah. Oh, you going, Lizzie? Bye now. Yeah, I might have a piece of toast before I go to bed. And I need to take my tablets because I didn't take them last night. Yeah. I've got a sore back and chest. I don't know if it's because I've been coughing. You know when you feel like you've pulled a muscle? I don't know whether it's because I've been coughing or not. I don't cough until I lie down. As soon as I lie down, I start coughing. When I'm upright, I don't cough much at all. It just feels like I've pulled a muscle in my chest. Nothing serious, I'm sure. I think it's just, strain. A Chinese New Year parade. They do that in Manchester. They do have a Chinese New Year parade with the dragons and everything. I used to love to go and see them. We've got like a Chinatown in Manchester, with an archway and everything. And yeah, I used to love to go and see them, yeah. But obviously, I don't think there's many Chinese in Fleetwood. We don't have a Chinatown parade. Yeah. I don't think I've seen the Craft Smart yarn. You have all completely different yarns to what we do over here. When I see your store, your stores with acres and acres and acres, big long shelf unit full, and I'm like, oh, one of these days I'll take a picture of our yarn shop if she'll let me. I think a car has just pulled up. It could be a taxi. You'll soon know they don't go bonkers. Oh, well, yeah, they are back. They're both at the door barking.
Oh, noisy.
I knew you were back.
Hello.
She's been whining for the last 5 minutes, so I knew you were on your way.
What you say?
She's been whining for the last 5 minutes, Rosie, so I knew you were on your way. She senses it. Yeah, they're back. That's what they're going. They're going bonkers. They have been out, but it's about an hour ago they went out.
They're off.
Your boss went past the China. Oh yeah, purple's my colour. As you can see, purple is my colour. Oh, you and your wrappers, Rick. Yeah. Oh dear. I'm going to go and have a piece of toast to make myself a drink for bedtime. Take me pills like a good girl should, yeah. Because I didn't take them yesterday. Don't tell anybody. Forgot to take them last night. Forgot all about them. Never mind. I'm sure I won't die for missing them. Oh dear. I need to put everything away before Rosie snaffles me wool, snaffles me mitten. You can't leave gloves around because she takes them in the garden and chews them up. It's murder. You have to move everything at night before I go. Before I go to bed, I have to shift everything. Shift me balls of wool, shift everything. She's a demon. She's a demon. Oh. Those Knit Pro needles have got flipping sharp points, I tell you. That's why I need to protect them. I'll wait while they're finished in the kitchen and then I'll leave you and then I'll go and make myself a bit of toast. A little bit of toast. Well, that's my bill. That's my bill for all my wool. See, I went, look, Jill, I went crazy. Wool warehouse. I'm making the Frida Kahlo poncho if I make it. That's all the colours. All the colours. And I got a zipper case to put my wool with me. Which is that I'm making the... Oh, hang on a minute. I'll show you again on my phone. Oh, it's gone again. That's what I'm making. You can see it. Oh, it's gone. No, it hasn't. It's there. What does it keep doing that for? It's Signet. They didn't have the colours in Stylecraft. I should have been using Stylecraft wool chunky, but they did. All the colours that they had were all out of stock. So I finished up with Signet to get as close as the colours as I could. I finished up with Signet. So they're not the right colours, but they were all out of stock. I don't know whether they're stopping doing the Stylecraft or what. I don't know. Was it Stylecraft? No, it wasn't Stylecraft. It was the one on the pattern. It was from Wool Warehouse. It was Paint Box. It was Paint Box Chunky. And when I looked, all the colours were out of stock. Yeah. But my printers printed everything in green. So I can still read the pattern, but of course it's all in green. Oh. You're heading out, Rick. Enjoy your evening then. Oh, Pete, we fall out of touch with each other. I don't know why we do. You know, sometimes you subscribe to people. Oh, I'm frozen. Subscribe to people on YouTube, and then after a while you think, do you know what? I haven't seen so-and-so for such a long time. And then you find out you've missed all the videos because they've been making them and you've just not seen them. It's happened to me so many times. Yeah. Yeah, I think YouTube, if you haven't looked at anybody for a while, I think they unsubscribe you. I was talking to somebody the other week and they were saying that they'd lost so many subscribers and then they realised what was happening, that if people haven't watched you for a little while, YouTube take you off. You're unsubscribed. Yeah. Right, people, I've been on for 3.5 hours tonight, so I think it's time I went to bed because it's 12:30. So I'm going to make myself a little piece of toast, make myself a bedtime drink. I'm going to go and take my tablets like a good girl should. And I will see you all very soon. Very soon, very soon. And I have made a video. Yeah. I have. I made one this morning, so, you know, if you missed it, please have a look. please raise my, what do you call it, profile. That's it. Raise my profile by. Thumbs up do count, yeah. Thumbs up do count, yeah. Oh, thank you, Chris. You watched my video, yeah. I know you will, yeah, everybody. But it does work, actually. I believe that, you know, when you're watching somebody's video, if you thumbs it up, it means that people know you've watched it, and it raises up your profile so that they recommend you to other people. Yeah. See, I'm not bothered about really growing my subscriber rate. I'm not bothered about that. But it does help, you know, so that other people do see me that may not know about me, may miss me, and may like me. After that, blowing me on trumpet. I'm going to go. So bye all. Thanks for your company, and I will see you all very soon. And I will make a video on Wednesday, hopefully, if my scooter does arrive, and if you've all got your fingers crossed for my scooter arriving on Wednesday and no disaster befalling for him to tell me that it's not coming. Righty-ho. Bye all. Bye-bye, everybody. Janet is waving goodbye. Goodbye.